Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Omer, and this is Genshin Impact, and we're continuing Act 7 of Nod-Krai. I've been sitting here, and the track isn't playing right now, because I probably was, like, setting up for too long, but as I set up, like, you usually hear, like, everything going in the background, the noises of everything. Like, I feel like it becomes more apparent, almost, when you're not playing sometimes. Even though, like, we always, like, you know, hear the music and feel the music, there's something, you know, like, when I'm setting up recording and, like, in the background, all you hear is the music, right? And the noises. You're not focusing on anything else. Like, ambient sounds in Genshin are really relaxing. Even, like, the sound of people, like, working on stuff, people talking, people having, like, little murmurs of chat sometimes. And you hear Nod-Krai, sometimes you hear, like, the clanking of machines. In Mondstadt, you hear, like, so many, like ambient town sounds with a great track in the background. It really is one of those things where, like, I wouldn't even mind having this stuff, like, on repeat. Like, in my home. You know, it would be nice. Guys, so, we're continuing on with this act. I don't know how much longer this is going to be. I said last time that, like, I was, like, kind of tired by the end. And it wasn't because it was bad. Like, that's the thing. The contents are never bad. I think it was just because, like, the pacing was so, like, next part, intentionally so, because I think they were trying to, again, Nod-Krai is a lot of Nod-Krai is about urgency. It's about, like, we have to get this done now. The characters even say this. Story-wise, it makes sense. But I think I was just like, by the time we got, because I yap a lot, I talk a lot, even now I'm talking a lot, but by the time we got to, like, the part where I was able to take a break, I remember I was just like, holy hell, that was a lot, you know what I mean? And again, the contents aren't bad at all. Like, it's really, really good, and they explain intentionally why they have the pacing be like that. So it's one of those situations where, like, I could be like, I don't like the pacing, but it's like, story-wise it makes sense, and content-wise it makes sense. Like, it makes sense that everyone's super urgent right now. It makes sense that every character is kind of like, you know, telling you everything is urgent right now, because everything is urgent right now. It's time-based. Things are very dangerous around here. It's not a situation where, like, you know, in a lot of ways, like, where you can wait to do stuff. You have to, like, be very efficient. And they're even doing that now. They're warning other nations. They're setting up plans. They're trying to save people as quick as possible. It's very emotional. So, like, it's one of those situations where, like, I could probably say, and again, if you have a criticism about the pacing, 100%, you're 100% okay to have the criticisms about the pacing. It's just, for me personally, it's like, yeah, I was tired by the end of, like, by the end of it, because there was so much, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because I think emotionally, I yap a lot, all this stuff all together is going to make you tired, but I think that also, like, I also went to, like, say, like, a place afterwards where I was like, wow, that was really freaking intense. That was some incredible stuff. And I think it's a good thing that a conversation with Dottore does make you, like, exhausted. And again, not in a way where it's like, oh god, he's still talking, but in a way that's kind of like, what just happened? So I think all in all, like, I feel like me being tired by the end of the last part actually was kind of immersive in a lot of ways. It actually kind of made sense. But yeah, let's keep going with the story. I don't know where they're going to drop me off here. Hopefully not too far from where I was. Legitimately, like, right where I left off. F yeah. That's so cool. That's so cool. Go to the place agreed upon with the Lightkeepers. Yeah. So I hope it doesn't sound like I never want to be like, oh, like, I'm excusing a criticism I have. Like, no, it's not I don't even see it as, like, me being like, why is this so long? They explain why the pacing is that way. They explain it. Like, they have a story-based way of showing the pacing. But that doesn't change the fact that also, like, I came away from the last episode being like, that was a crazy amount of stuff in such a short amount of time, honestly. But I think they're going for that. They really are. Who's this? What? Whoa. Cool design for, like, an NPC here. Is it an NPC? Is this gonna be like a character on the banner? Cool eyes.
Ah, Sir Flint. Perfect timing. I just arrived myself.
Okay, already adorable calling him Sir Flint.
You are most considerate.
Oh, the red in the back of the hair?
But in fact, I know you have been sitting here for quite some
time.
Oh,
that's very... Okay, already I like him. Master Illuga. He was already sitting there for a while, but he's pretending he didn't.
If you saw me, why didn't you say something?
That's a sick design. He has he's gonna be a named character. He's gonna be a banner character. Holy hell, I didn't expect this at all. Because I was like, oh, that's a really well-designed NPC, but they've been doing that a lot lately. Like, Minnie, for example, had, like, let's just be honest, Minnie had, like, a more detailed design than, like, you know, one or two, like, maybe, like, designs. Not more design, but I feel like, you know, if you put Minnie up beside like other characters, sometimes she would like look like a banner character. You know what I mean? But here I was like, I wasn't surprised because like NPCs are getting more detailed as we go forward in Genshin, but they have a vision, an Earth vision. Geo was not expecting to meet a new character like this.
I was curious to see how long you could sit still for. Also, shouldn't you have managed to sense me approaching?
This is such a cute and cool design. The hair is awesome.
First. You always seem to appear out of thin air without making a peep.
Wow, okay.
Also, how many times do I have to tell you not to address me as master? I don't qualify.
You don't qualify?
I beg to differ. Why should a young man so well versed in social graces as yourself not be worthy of that title?
Flynn's 100% complimenting Illuga. And again, like I feel like already what we're getting from this vibe is that Illuga's like a sweetheart. Flynn's is already a gentleman. They're having a gentleman off, you know? Look at like the flared like leg warmer style thing at the end of the pants. This is a cool design.
Please, Lord Flint's. Sir Flint's.
Lord Flynn's.
I'm begging you. Don't flatter me into complacency like you do with everyone else.
Well, everyone else just is like, oh, Flynn said it was great. I'm going to stop working hard. Look at the way even the animation of the braces on the stomach go. There's like a turtleneck here. There's a scar on his neck too. This is a cool design.
You understand me better than most. My newest acquaintances tell me I love complimenting others. What do you think?
Flynn, it's just that you're a gentleman. If you were in like Pride and Prejudice, you would be considered like the most eligible bachelor. You know what I mean? They'd be like, oh, it's Master Flynn's, you know? He compliments everybody. But it always seems very genuine, you know?
I think they don't understand why you do it. You just love puffing people up till they're a big, happy ball of hot air that floats away into the sky.
It seems like he knows him well, like this point. I can't go, I love this hair. And again, in real life, if someone has this hairstyle, and I've seen it on people before, it's really cool. And I think they actually went for a very like modern style. In fact, I think that like some K-pop stars do this too, where it's like a really cool, like almost like curtain mullet. It's really cool.
In all sincerity, I can only hope that they bring good tidings when they come back down to Earth.
Oh, that's so... Again, he's just such a gentleman.
Is the situation that bad?
We just held a strategy meeting. Let me fill you in.
This is really cool. I like that our lightkeepers are basically just like...
everyone gone from Pyramida.
All goths
We also
in a
need
way.
a team of
Or emos.
lightkeepers to scour the more remote regions of Nod-Krai for civilians to evacuate.
Okay, so they're already like being efficient. I love that, like, again, we have these conversations in front of us, like these very efficient, like, we need to evacuate, we need to do this.
I only hope we have enough personnel.
Yeah, and it makes it more serious, right? It makes the whole situation more serious.
We do. Old Man Nikita will definitely help. And we can recall anyone out on patrol to focus on this instead.
Very cool.
Good. I'm sure you and the others will make short work of this. Now, don't forget. Once you've completed this task, make sure you and the rest of the team evacuate to either Snezhnaya or Natlan as well.
Making sure they stay safe also. Because again, they might be as selfless as Flynn's.
Flint's?
Who's the voice actor for Illuga? I wasn't expecting this voice, but like they went much deeper than I thought.
If you've got something to say, Master Illuga, why not guess what I'm thinking right now?
Okay.
You mentioned that you have something else to deal with later.
Also, he's suspecting maybe he might be hiding something a little bit.
How difficult is it going to be?
I think maybe this triggered in Illuga's mind when Flynn said, like, make sure you get out. Because then he's like, what about you, probably?
I doubt it will be easy.
I know you're a lightkeeper, and it's your duty to protect others in times of crisis. But I have a feeling that you'll be walking into grave danger.
Yeah, I think that triggered something in his mind when he said, you get out of here.
However bad things have gotten in the past, Nod-Krai has never faced a mass evacuation before. But from the sounds of it, you don't intend to come with us.
It literally in his mind, he was like, whoa, something about this is off.
I don't mean to pry, and it's probably none of my business. But whatever it is you're intending, you don't have to go through with it, you know.
I've been afflicted with some sort of curse.
Yep.
And I'm told it may well trigger if I set foot outside of Nod-Krai. As such, I cannot leave. I have to act, if for no other reason than to fight this curse.
I think with Dottore, he genuinely loves the feeling that he's given to these people, rather than the actual accomplishment of what it's going to accomplish. He's kept everyone here, but I think he loves the idea of them like thinking about this. Even I think he thinks to himself sometimes like, "Oh my god, it'd be so fun just to hear like I made them do this. I was powerful enough to make them do this."
What? No.
Oh, his face.
Why would anyone want to curse you?
You can tell he genuinely cares about Flynn's.
There are plenty of people out there willing to trample over others in pursuit of their own goals.
That's such a great way of explaining it. That's such a great way of explaining it. Oh, he's so angry about it.
Frankly, Sir Flint, I am furious. You're making light of what is an incredibly serious situation.
And yet, honestly, like, you can tell how much Illuga cares and how much Illuga, like, wants, you know, actually has, like, an admiration for Flynn's. Because, again, from his perspective, it's like, Flynn's is just like, yeah, like, this is something I gotta do. But from Illuga's perspective, it's like, dude, like, you're cursed. Someone cursed you. Who would want to curse you?
Indeed, I am.
Excuse me, guys.
And what? I told you, I'm furious about this.
Oh my god, I actually like Illuga a lot. You can tell he cares a lot about Flynn's, or at least admires him.
Nothing I can do about it, I'm afraid. Things happen, and we just have to deal with them. If you find yourself feeling angry, perhaps start by drinking a big glass of water.
Jesus, man, just again, like, and it can seem like he's like diminishing Illuga's feelings, but I think it's more of a case of just like him trying to like, you know, make Illuga feel better, with his own calmness. And I think Flynn's, like, even though Flynn's is scared of stuff, I think Flynn's is an appreciator of life like nothing else. You know, we saw this in his conversation with Durin. He appreciates the idea of living and the idea of overcoming stuff and the idea of like seeing things clearly. He said this to Durin himself. He's a world-class appreciator. You know what I mean? So like him being like, take a big glass of water, I don't think it's him being like, forget about this or don't have worries in your life. It's more just like, you got to do what you got to do. If you're upset about this stuff, it's okay, but let's try and just take things as it goes. I think taking a glass of water is just like taking a step back, taking a second.
Hey, you mean you're completely unmoved by my anger? I'm devastated.
Oh, Illuga's like, why aren't you even upset about me being angry?
Then allow me to express my sincerest regret. Come by the lighthouse sometime. We'll catch ourselves a few fish, have a little barbecue, play some cards, and bask in the sun.
This is basically saying, I'm not dying, you know? It's like, don't worry, you will see me again. The hair animation on this guy is insane.
Maybe I need to spell this out. Lean in a little, Flint.
Oh my, this doesn't bode well.
Everything he says is charming, isn't it, from Flynn's? Is this a secret thing here?
Word is that you were caught up in a real horror show recently. People were amazed that you returned safe and sound. They've been debating whether you're even human.
That's a big deal, isn't it? Because again, the stuff that Flynn's did go through, like he was face to face with Rear, you know, he was one on one with Rear at one point, and all the stuff that all the other stuff he went through as well. We know he's not human. But now people are trying to kind of catching on.
I've returned safe and sound from plenty of crises. When you say people, do you mean other people?
Whoa.
Or do you just mean you?
Are you speaking for yourself?
Fine. I'll be frank.
Whoa.
You're not human.
Asking straight out like that?
Heavens. Now that's a horrifying thought.
Just not even avoiding it.
You know what? Forget it. We'll revisit this once it's all over.
Like he did, like, you know what I mean? Not even avoiding the statement itself. I don't think this is Flynn's saying no to Illuga. I think it's Flynn saying like, hey, you know, it doesn't bother me that much that I'm not human. It shouldn't bother you. I know, like, you can say, Calvin, you're reading too much into it, but this line here of like, what a horrifying thought. He's trying to be like, look, is it that big of a deal? You know what I mean? He's making a joke out of it again, you know?
A sound plan. Albeit a little ominous sounding.
Because to Flynn's, I think there's some people he can trust and there's some people probably can't trust. I sense that he can trust Illuga. I think Illuga admires him greatly.
Just promise me you'll come back.
And this is another example.
Piece. All right?
What I get from Illuga's character is he looks at Flynn's as someone who is like, as you said, someone to be admired. He wants him to be safe. It's actually a really like great way of showcasing like the relationship between these two already. There's mutual respect here, but also from Illuga's perspective, like he thinks Flynn's is like a monument to himself. He like puts Flynn's on a pedestal.
For you, Master Illuga.
Illuga.
How could I refuse? Also, please pass my regards on to our colleagues. Tell them, thank you all for your assistance. Please put safety first as you proceed with the operation.
Great stuff. Oh, again, it's so crazy because there is breaks in this. I want to make it clear, there's breaks in this, but you have to like make your own breaks. You have to make your own breaks. We're back here.
I have to keep searching for a path toward reality.
Honestly, can I say what this Act 7 is like so far? It's like a movie. It's like a movie like in between seasons, you know what I mean, of an anime. Yeah, that whole scene with Illuga and Flynn's is fantastic. I think it's a perfect showcase of Illuga's character already. I think Illuga is very dedicated, modest, and also looks up to Flynn's quite a bit. I think Flynn's respects Illuga and trusts him very much so. And again, this is one of the situations, I know like it's like, why are we talking about people who don't like Genshin? But like, I wish I could always show these scenes to people who don't like Genshin, because I saw a post just like literally like at like 30 minutes before I booted up this game, of people being like, I wish people would play real games and not like games like Genshin Honkai. And it's like, you don't even find, like, I play JRPGs all the time. I love JRPGs, right? And I think 7 out of 10 JRPGs I play are absolutely fantastic. Then usually one is like good, and the other two it's like, this was kind of a miss. And what I usually, but even with all those fantastic ones, it's rare to even find sometimes in the good ones that are just good. You know what I mean? Dialogue that's this good. You'll find in the super fantastic RPGs 100%. Like the example I was right now, I'm replaying Tales of Osilia, which is fantastic, and you'll find so much great characterization, so much great like dialogue, and you get to know the characters so well, kind of like in this game as well. But then you'll play like a good RPG that's like, this is good, but it doesn't have the same type of like way of understanding the characters so quickly from those moments like that, from such a natural conversation. But the thing is, like, the people who are like, yeah, I play a real game, they'll play that good RPG and they'll say it's better than Genshin. And for me, from my perspective, it's like for free, I play this amazing game and I get this type of dialogue, I get this type of character moments, I get these locations. So how can you say that like this is like any less than any of those other fantastic games? Because yeah, I paid €40 for Tales of Osilia, not one bit of regret, 100%. An amazing RPG, one of my favorites of all time. But I got this game for free, and I'm getting like similar quality. In some cases, people believe better. Like this isn't Tales of Osilia is my top 20 favorite games of all time. Genshin Impact is in my top 5. You know, it's there. So again, I don't mean I hope it like it doesn't seem like I'm bitter, but in a way I'm kind of just like, it's not bitterness. It's more just like you can't change people's minds like that. But I would like to just be like, try it out, because I was like that too. From the outside perspective, I booted up Genshin in 2020, and I was like, this seems kind of like just like, I remember I even thought, I was like, this is derivative of other RPGs. It's trying to be other RPGs. Just judging by the color palette and everything. And I was like, maybe I'll just try something different, because back in 2020 we were spoiled for games. There were so many games coming out. Like I was just like, I'll go back and play a different game. And I never got to play it, because from the outside perspective I was like, Genshin? What, you mean that game where you have to like, you know, pay for characters and all this stuff? And I even remember saying as well, and I said this before, I remember saying like to a friend, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play Genshin for the first time on the channel, and because I was like, okay, enough people said it, let's try it. It's one of those things, let's just try it out. You know, let's not be, because again, I got more into that mentality, like of just like, look, why am I judging something? But I genuinely thought that it was just a game where like I was gonna do like daily rewards every day. That's what it is, and I was like, what? Like that's what people love about it. And then like I realized how amazing the story is, how amazing the characters are, and I wish I could like get people who thought like me as well about gacha games and games like this, and just be like, please, check it out. Fall in love. Just do it, you know? Because it's so surprising, but when you definitely get into it. Sorry for going on a sidetrack there, but it's so incredible to me. It really is. Calvin, this is why your videos are much longer, because you yap so much. Yep. And I'll continue to yap. Try and stop me, Batman. Calvin's yapping again. This is a weird mechanic to me. The grabbing of the... I know it's like probably more story-based of what it's doing here. Like it's like almost like, you know, intentionally so wants you to meticulously do something with this. But it's just a very interesting story, like mechanic to me, of just grabbing the leaves. Like, it's not necessarily fun or anything, but like that's what makes me think that it's like, you know, trying to symbolize something.
The last 2 times I tried to influence reality in this space, it consumed a lot of Kuvaki. I'll try and be more careful this time. I need to leave key clues behind using less power.
I love that she has this thought process
I
too.
hope everyone still remembers what I said on Moon Prayer Night.
What a character. What an S tier character. Much better than your favorite character. Me just judging you when I don't know who your favorite character is. I think my favorite character in like video game history is probably either is Wander from Shadow of the Colossus or Tidus from Final Fantasy X. So like someone's like, well, my favorite character is Tidus, and I'm like, well, shut up.
Nothing here either.
Look at this location even.
Flint's?
You're missing out on these locations too. I know. What's so funny? The people who like don't like this game are not watching this. So
Miss
I'm
Nefer.
lecturing people who are already playing.
What are you doing here? Unless...
I just spoke with Illuga about arrangements for the search and came for a walk nearby. As for you, why would... Huh. It appears we think along similar lines. And neither of us likes to accept things at face value.
In what way?
As well as figuring out how to gather intel on the Traveler, I wanted to confirm some of my own
Is this
suspicions.
post-kidnapping?
Also, we'll need to bring a lot of force to bear against Dottore.
100%.
Even if we're only looking to rescue the Traveler. We can't leave anything to chance.
I love that they're having this conversation.
You don't think Columbina perished either, do you?
I'm merely considering the possibility that she survived, just as you are. How much can we really know about a deity like her anyway?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It is. She's a character who, up until recently, didn't made herself not well known, right? Like legitimately.
Do you remember what she said on Moon Prayer Night? About using Moonlight to send messages to us.
Yes. Yes. Is that what Columbina meant? Like, I hope they remember what I said?
Of course. I think that's why we're both here.
They're looking for the messages.
Where have you checked so far?
That's so amazing. And I think it's so cool that, like, they both remember this.
I've been focusing on the outdoors. Anywhere the moonlight shines. I checked most of Nasha Town, but didn't find anything.
So maybe if, you know, the way, if Columbina's here, I don't know if she is, maybe she can manipulate the situation to actually, like, make a message?
I checked the Curatorium of Secrets and a few rooms where I thought I might find some leads. But no luck here either.
This is just very smart from these two. Like, it's incredibly smart.
The only places I haven't looked yet are the rooms in the flagship. But process of elimination isn't the only thing that brought me here.
Oh, really? What's your other reason?
After all that build-up, our mystery ally never showed up even once.
Oh, the mystery ally. So when we talked about the mystery ally, what's so interesting to me is that at the time, I thought it could be N, right, who was doing stuff, but some people thought it was different from N, so it might be different from N as well, who the mystery ally was. A noise coming from indoors? Wait a second. Wait. Do you think there's a possibility that the mystery ally could have been Columbina all along? But then, wait, if she's able to influence stuff with Kuvaki energy, do you think that she was able to, like, move books? Because she already moved some other stuff. Do you think she also, like, no, but then she would have to make that force field. We'll see, we'll see. That'd be pretty incredible if that's the case.
Am I imagining things?
I'm sorry, but, like, if this is the case, because we know she's able to manipulate stuff, that would be incredible. That'd be incredible. No freaking way.
Come on, let's see what's going on.
So the mystery ally actually is different from N. Wait.
Oh no. I knocked over a vase as soon as I came in. It must have been caused by a Kuvaki fluctuation when I entered the space. Although, it seems like I'm not about to be pulled away.
So
this
it wasn't that
time.
much Kuvaki energy?
It looks like as long as I'm careful with my actions, it doesn't count as influencing
Right, it might be, like,
reality.
different levels. Someone might have to clean it up, but, like, that doesn't change their life, you know?
Anyway,
It could, but maybe this
is
doesn't.
this the flagship? The Traveler mentioned that's where he was staying.
Yeah.
I only went into the lobby last time, so I've never actually been here before. How does this space work?
How many people do you think did their hair like this? I say a lot of cosplayers, because it's actually like gorgeous, isn't it?
If nothing else, I can now be sure that it is not simply memory.
Yep.
He mentioned where his room was. I think it's this one.
Great memory she does, right? Are they gonna come through the door now? Is that what they're... Yes. This is so well directed. I think it's probably one of the most well directed Arkham quests in terms of just like direction,
The door is
camera work, all this
closed.
stuff.
But if this is anything
I
like
think it's
when
incredible.
I disappeared, then maybe...
Did they see something? She just passed through.
I'm in.
She's in.
He and Paimon aren't here at the moment. I hope he's okay. I wonder what happened to him after that battle with Dottore.
He's not doing fantastic, but the both of you are not doing fantastic. So he's worried about you, you're worried about him. So it showcases at least your friendship.
Best not to dwell on that for now. I need to try and leave them some clues.
That's again a great idea. She's so smart.
Please, Traveler. I really hope you find this.
Maybe they'll find the messaging. Oh.
Huh. Just a cat.
Oh, they're gonna think it was the cat. But maybe get Lawman here to talk to the cat.
Nothing else here strikes me
Oh
as
no,
noteworthy.
check the rooms.
Didn't you stay here for a couple of nights once?
Before Rerir showed himself, yes. It's also where the Traveler and I first met.
Did you notice anything unusual during your stay?
I remember thinking how much noisier the flagship is at night compared to the graveyard. Other than that, no. The Traveler and Paimon were most congenial neighbors.
Right.
This is where they've been staying, yes? Over here?
That's right.
I wouldn't usually condone breaking and entering, but we can make it up to them later.
Focus now. I have to write a message on the wall using Kuvaki, just like I said on Moon Prayer Night. Simply open your windows on nights when the moon shines bright, and the moonlight will naturally flow towards
It's
the
so
words I
smart
have written.
because while I think everyone remembers what she said, I think it's actually really good having Nefer and Flynn's remember this, because obviously Nefer is someone who deals in information and remembering information and dealing out information, while Flynn's is someone who I think is in touch with like nature and the world so much that like I don't think he gets I'm not saying everyone else I think everyone else is distracted, right? A little bit. Like there's so much stuff happening, right? But like it's also great that Flynn's is like, you know, remembering this stuff too, because I feel like again he is more in touch with that stuff. He's under the moonlight all the time. He's probably thinking about her all the time. Yeah.
Here goes. I'll need to carefully control my strength.
Do whatever you want. Again, look at this poet. Like I love her design so much. She's so cool. What? We're doing it? Hold and maintain power target as you write. So here. Oh, that's cool. This like little I don't know what games do this. Actually, like there's some games that do this actually. Fishing mini games. Actually, it reminds me of some fishing mini games. Maybe of I'm trying to think of the particular fishing mini games. I'm not usually big on fishing mini games, to be honest. Oh no, Stardew Valley does this, right? But the time, like for example, like when I really got into fishing mini games was like Shenmue 3, because you desperately need to do that for to get a jacket. It was a cool change of clothes, and I wanted the jacket. Really beautiful. It says, "Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Romer."
There's a noise outside the door. Is he back?
Oh my god, the excitement.
Please, you have to see these
They're good.
words.
They have to, right? It's way darker here, though, right? Are they present here? They're not.
Well, do you sense anything?
So they're not right in front of them?
Unfortunately, no.
No.
And this place was
Come
our last
on.
chance.
Don't hurt me.
Not necessarily. We've only looked in Nasha Town so far.
We'll stay looking here. Touch the wall.
Miss Columbina said she would leave messages at her friends' dwellings. It's still worth checking where Miss Lauma lives and where I live.
Please.
Let's try and make some time to look into those then.
Please don't. Something happened. Do you feel something, Never?
Wait.
Never.
What are you waiting for?
Wait, what?
Paimon might have overeaten slightly.
It's crazy that they've only been apart for like one mission, but I need them back together. I need it. I need it so badly.
What's that look for? This is a victory feast.
Yeah.
It's normal to eat a little more than usual.
Paimon, you eat as much as you want. As much as you want. 110%.
Traveler in Paimon. It's really you.
Oh my god, Columbine is so happy to see them.
But why are they talking about a victory feast?
So Columbina is still in a different time. Columbina is not in the present. She's in... that's why the colors are different. That's why the lighting is different. She is in the time right after the time when they just beat Rear.
Huh. You worried Paimon sick while you were out there fighting Rare.
Yeah.
So this is your chance to make it up to her. All right?
Beautiful music as well. I love Paimon lecture in The Traveler.
Wait. So this is the night after the battle against Rerir.
Yep, 100%. I also love that they're utilizing Zach's voice a lot more for The Traveler. And I think what's so good about this is that they don't have to do it all the time, but like I feel like it's when they like, you know, obviously you guys know I don't like talking, and I've said this before, like it's not a big deal. I don't like talking about anything outside of Genshin, about any legal battles, you know, contract stuff. Any that doesn't, we don't talk about that stuff here. Not because it's not important, but because like, well, two things. I don't want to like make videos about that because I don't want to make any like, you know, those are real life situations that like, you know, don't need to be in my monetized video, you know. They don't need to be. I'm not saying if anyone else made a video about that, that's their own choices. Everyone has their own choices of what they want to do, but me personally, that's what I like to do. I never look down on anyone for talking about stuff because it is stuff that people want to be informed about 100%. But yeah, for me personally, I don't like talking about that because I just want to make sure people are having fun and having a good time with the videos as much as possible. But I will say this. Obviously, Zach is back. Obviously, he is. And that's all I'm going to say. But I will say that ever since he came back, it feels like Genshin's like, we're utilizing him as much as possible. 100%.
How did I end up here? That's quite a long time ago now.
I guess it was like if you think of it in between spaces too, sometimes it's 2 weeks, sometimes it's a month.
Wait. Time.
Time?
That's it. Every time I've entered reality within this space, it's been at an earlier point in time.
Earlier and earlier.
Every one of those points has been before I fell into the moon's reflection.
You know, you're thinking of
And
something?
everything I've done to affect reality really did happen in the past.
So what did you do here to affect the
Does
reality?
this mean that within the moon's reflection, time flows backwards? Starting
Interesting.
from the moment I fell in?
So it keeps going backwards and backwards and backwards.
Not long till Moon Prayer Night now. It's gonna be even livelier than tonight. Although, it's gonna be sad saying goodbye to the damselette. She seems like a really nice person.
The Damselette is one of the best characters ever.
Paimon.
Oh.
No, I can't. Even if I make contact, they probably won't understand what's going on.
Right.
And in any case, I'll likely get pulled away again if I do. Instead, I have to find a way to get them to notice what I've written using the moonlight.
Will they notice it in this time then, I wonder?
Wait, even I hadn't thought of doing that before Moon Prayer Night. They'd never conceive of that possibility.
Right. Did we see writing on the wall previous? Again, I hope it doesn't come across as me forgetting stuff. I will forget some stuff. Like the Nod-Krai archivists have been so dense. I will forget stuff. They've been so dense with lots of stuff.
Is there truly no other way?
Don't lose heart. We'll find a way somehow.
That is so beautiful. Oh my god, Genshin, the writing. It's such a simple way of like, it sounds like he's reassuring Paimon, but in a way like the words are going to reassure the damselette. You know what I mean?
Oh, you say that.
It's beautiful.
The frost moon is beyond the fall sky. If we wanted to go visit her, how would we make it through to the other side?
We might not have all the answers now, but I'm sure we'll find a way one day.
Yes, someone's gotta be the optimist.
The present. The future. That's right. There are still things I can do.
And I don't even know what she's thinking of, you know what I mean, sometimes, but I'm like, let's just go. Let's just go.
What's your plan?
The way the transition between scenes is fantastic too.
Flint's, when you were staying next door, did you ever open the window?
Interesting question. Well, by transitions, I mean they don't make it jarring go between past and present. It actually doesn't ever feel like, whoa. Like there's some moments where like, what's happening? But like it never feels like with these transitions, like too much.
No. The rooms here are dark and damp. And there's such a buildup of dust on the windows that the moonlight can't even get in. I didn't think it was worth the trouble.
The moonlight.
Are they gonna open the windows?
I think I see where you're going. One moment. I'll see if the owner is available.
I love that they're trying so
Don't
hard for this
bother.
too.
Time is of the essence.
No, never. Go with your gut. Please.
Time.
See what I mean with these transitions? They're fantastic. Look at this shot even. This isn't this is what I'm talking about, like Genshin has gotten better at even directing. Because again, I watched all cutscenes from Onset and they're still incredible. But like even now, like there's no denying that they've gotten better and better and better and better and better at this stuff.
Even if no one sees what I've written at this moment, maybe someone will remember what I said after Moon Prayer Night.
Hopefully.
I need to write down as much information as I can. And maybe one day...
I just hope that maybe one day someone will remember. Wait, what? Oh!
Huh? What's up with you? You can't even hold your cup steady.
I'm sorry, these
you getting
transitions are
tired?
incredible. There's, again, it is just legitimately like, this is when you can tell animators, directors, writers were having fun. Writing into it, Nefer breaks a window. The traveler's glass shatters. It is almost as if the times are merging, right? You could write that in a script and it's like, you're having the time of your life writing this. You know what I mean? You could tell they had fun. You could tell they had fun.
A little.
It's so cool.
Well, you should probably hit the hay
I'm in
then.
love. I'm in love.
You've had a really tough couple of days for you.
And I mean this in a very friendship way because I think that, some people like I think will ship Columbina with the Traveler and stuff like this too. What's so funny is like even though like I'm like a big like supporter of like say like Scenari is the ship name, but Tenari and Zyno being a couple and Kave and I'll hate them being a couple. I'm not generally someone who like, as will ship people all the time, and that's a bad thing. It's just like it's never really crossed my mind as much. Like, and usually I like seeing your guys' ships more than anything. I love talking to you guys about it. But I have heard people are like, oh, that they'd be really great. But for me, like even like in a friendship way, there's a lot of like yearning to be back together between the Columbine and the Traveler, and I think it's actually like really fantastic the way they do it. And it's so simple. Like even moments like where they just like she's watching him walk out of the room.
You truly have.
You truly have one. So she's talking about you've had a really you have a really tough couple of days. Oh, Columbina.
You helped defeat Rerir, helped me reclaim my name, and you helped the others organize Moon Prayer Night.
Her appreciation towards him is so beautiful.
Wherever you are right now, I'm sure you're still fighting against the injustices
Oh, and
of
she
fate.
knows he would. And again, it's just something so like we as the Traveler are always so active, and he is doing all this stuff all the time. He's fighting for Natlan, Fontaine, all these regions. Seeing the Traveler asleep is like so, and you can see like the darkness around his eyes as well. Like he's like they never usually show him sleeping very often because he's always active, and there's something so like peaceful. Even when he's sleeping, he has this determined look on his face, and it's just like, relax, please. You do so much for everybody.
This is all I can leave for them.
I'm glad someone said it as well, you know? Well, people appreciate the traveler, of course they do, but you know what I mean?
How I wish I could stay here.
Yeah. She said it made her feel comfort.
But it's time for me to go. I hope to see you again in the next time. And if the opportunity presents itself.
I will surely return to your side.
Oh my god, did she find it? She found it with the moonlight. These transitions are perfect.
Huh.
I will return to your side. Oh, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful.
Columbina. She's alive.
Oh, look at this with the moonlight dancing and like the particles. There are particles dancing in the
Not only
moonlight.
that, but she's left us an entire wall's worth of clues.
Yes.
She even wrote down what would happen on Moon Prayer night. It's just a shame we found it too late.
Is it? It's not too late.
I am here.
She's here right now.
Time in this place flows backwards.
That's so much information. She's so smart.
I am constantly moving forward.
This is so amazing.
It
My heart's
sounds
pounding.
Like she's found a way to influence the past using Kuvaki. But her future is our past.
So, these words have been here ever since we defeated the Ray hero Solnari. We just never discovered them.
The way the past and the present and all this stuff merges together. It's actually great, like, because I think if you think about it for a while, like, it will confuse you a little, but I think, like, if you just take it at face value, she is able to go through the past, she's going backwards, and she's influencing stuff from the future. Just simple as that. It becomes a very, very, like, understandable thing, right?
Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Do you ever mull over questions like that?
Never, because the last time I did, like, the debate in the comments was crazy.
Only when I'm in a good mood and at leisure.
The answer is God above. That's who came first. It was him. He, her, they, them, and him up there. You guys know I'm not religious, but you know. Which came first, chicken or the egg? Him. Him up above. That's a stolen joke, by the way. There's a Smosh video where like they're pretending to be Karens, and then someone goes like they, them as like trans people, which by the way, trans rights, love you all. And the Karen goes, what, they, them, he, her, she, him, and points to the sky.
Well, I never do. Everything that has happened already belongs to the realm of fact.
Yep, I try not to think about it as much either.
As a business person, and especially an intel broker, what I do is extrapolate from those facts to try and read the future.
An admirable philosophy.
It's a means of survival. Let's go. We have a wall's worth of clues to share with the others.
Guys, I am like so euphoric right now. I don't know if it's just because like I've had a coffee or something, but like I don't think it's that, because I've had coffees before. Like, and this is such a beautifully directed, such a well directed and so beautiful way of doing this. Such a beautiful way of doing this. Oh, I can't wait to see their dynamic with each other. That I'm like really just like so excited. I think that like even in the second part of this, the direction is even like cooler. Like even like look at these transitions. Like it's like movie stuff. It's movie stuff. You know?
It appears that the doctor's energy signature has changed to something similar to Kuvaki. But not like the Kuvaki we're used to.
So he's using Kuvaki in some way. So yeah, those scenes are absolutely beautiful. The idea of the Damslet writing a message on the wall for the traveler from and everyone from the past, and it reaching people in the future. The idea of Columbina watching the traveler as he's sleeping, because understanding that he's done so much for the world and wishing she could stay by his side as he's doing this, but wanting to return by his side. This yearning to be with the traveler again, just like he has it for her too, and just watching him as he's like, you know, walking towards the bed or whatever. Like, there's this whole scene of, like, comfort that they have between them, that even in distance and through time itself, Columbina feels comfort with the traveler. It's a really beautiful thing.
Nod-Krai's Kuvaki devices will only have a limited effect on it. I can see why you've chosen to place your hopes in alchemy instead.
I can't wait to see these guys' dynamic.
Also, I must say these books are rather profound.
My subordinates just shipped them in from Fontaine. Some of them are from the Narcissenkreuz Ordo.
Whoa.
Some are incident reports from Petrichor,
Whoa.
and then there's a few test reports for these junk machines.
So that's why they definitely reminded us of all this stuff, right? The hair at the end.
Additionally, after some further scanning, I've discovered something extremely annoying.
What's that?
This is gonna be an interesting dynamic because the Albedo's so like matter of fact about stuff, and I feel like the Marionette is very like snarky and funny and kind of outgoing and talks about stuff in a roundabout way, and sometimes doesn't exactly say how she feels, but puts how she feels within like an undertone of her words. So it's gonna be an interesting dynamic. It will be.
Tevat's skies contain multiple moons. A long time ago, when I did my first scan, I detected 3, just as the legends say.
Is there more?
But when I checked again just now, I detected 4 moons.
4 moons?
So there's one extra?
What?
Yeah.
How?
Originally, I thought that if I could still find 3 moons, that would at least mean Columbina's still alive.
Again, searching for Columbina.
But then it occurred to me that apart from the frost moon, Tevat's moons are just husks. And husks surely shouldn't show up in the scan, since they're not alive. It's weird, isn't it? If we can't even distinguish between a dead and a living moon, how are we supposed to know whether a moon goddess is still alive?
Just being honest, I'm not quite sure what she's referencing. Is she saying that because there's one extra moon, she thought that like if there was 3 moons, that would mean Columbina's still alive because she had one of the moons, right? But husks shouldn't show up, so there's a husk there. But how can we distinguish between a dead and a living moon? So, I understand what you're saying. If there's only a husk there, how can she tell if, like, Columbina's alive, I guess?
Or does this mean that the moon marrows are equivalent to the moons themselves?
Okay.
It's certainly possible. In which case, the 4th moon you detected may be Dottore's artificial creation.
That would, yeah, okay. It's that powerful.
So he wasn't bluffing. He really built his own moon marrow. Ugh, I'm so mad right now.
I lived through the Marionette's anger for Dottore. I lived through it. It's so peaceful to me. It's like therapy. It really is.
It's easy to get overwhelmed when you have too much on your plate. Maybe you need to relax.
Oh.
Perhaps try going for a walk.
Oh.
Or simply take a few deep breaths.
This is like, again, an interesting dynamic. I wonder how she's going to take this.
Nothing can calm me down at a time like this. I need more time, and I need progress.
You know she appreciates Albedo's talents a bit, because I feel like if this was anyone who she was actually like really close with, they'd be getting like a scolding. But instead she was just like, you know, level with them, you know? The Jidoko. You know what I mean? If the Columbina said this, she would like kick over a chair. Out of love.
It's Mr. Flint's.
I really hate that ringing tone. Ugh. First the 4 orthants of the Narcissenkreuz, then moon marrows. Now what?
Legitimately, I love that she's just in a constant state of everything is annoying. You know what I mean?
Oh, sorry if we're disturbing you. Might I ask what's troubling you?
What do you want? We're busy.
She's like, we're... You see what I mean? Again, it's charming. It's charming that every single thing annoys her, you know?
Are you still at the Curatorium of Secrets?
Yes.
Yeah? Look, everyone else is still out, so there's no hurry. Plus, I'm busy, so I would appreciate if you gave me some space.
Even though we have crucial intel to share?
Fine, I'm listening.
Do you intend to share it via the Dodo communication device?
Ordinarily, I would, but this is a unique situation. I think it's best that we discuss it in person.
Okay.
See you at the Curatorium.
Fair enough. Yeah, already I love, I love the Marionette's dynamic with everyone, and honestly,
So,
but...
what's the situation?
The rest of the team is still out working on their missions and evacuations, but we've decided to fill you in on the most crucial information first.
Very well.
Sandrone, you were right. Columbina is most likely still
They
alive.
found the messaging. They found the messaging. Look at the excitement and happiness on her face.
That's the best news we've received in a while.
Yes.
By a long way.
100%. Oh, we're getting another transition?
random locations, appearing in reverse order? Are you serious? Ugh, so not dying isn't enough for the moon goddess, huh? She has to show off too.
She's even annoyed about her doing like these crazy messaging stuff.
Anyway, does this mean we can deduce her condition from the moon marrows?
Miss Androne, there's nothing wrong with simply admitting that you're happy to hear the good news.
He could detect that from a mile away. He's like, come on, just say you're happy.
I'm not. And she's the least of our problems. We're facing a huge crisis.
No, I think it's so smart as well to have Albedo and the Marionette together, because Albedo is someone who's very straightforward and studies human emotions in a way that's very analytical. So he looks at Marionette and goes, I see through you, like right away.
If she can't control the flow of time in there, she's just gonna keep moving backwards. Different points in time won't intersect, and she'll never find a way out.
Let's say life begins with a drop of water. When did time begin? The moment this planet came into being? No, that's not right. Her final destination would be the moment at which the space she is in was created.
So it's not exactly just her beginning, it's where the space was created itself, the actual location she is now.
But it doesn't seem like we can influence that space from the outside world. So how can we help her?
It's really great, by the way, showing the everyone's different expertise with this stuff as well, right? Like, and you see here with Albedo and Marionette, both coming from a very like scientific background, alchemy background, thinking about these like very, world pondering questions with each other and going back and forth in both with, again, in very Albedo and Marionette way, to figure this out. It's really cool.
Also, if she's alive, Rere and Thalindus might be too.
Oh, Jesus.
But as far as we know, neither of them have come back out. That space may not have an exit at all.
Do you think there's a possibility that she could meet up with Rere as well?
I'm afraid I must concur with Miss Nefer in this.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, yeah, if we like, where's the exact proof that Rere is dead? You know what I mean? There's no exact proof. If she's alive, Rere was one of the sinners. He was powerful as well. A tut?
Can't exactly argue with that. Let's leave it there for now. I've taken notes on everything you said.
Will it help with your research?
I doubt it's gonna help with breaking Dottore's energy fields. But who knows when it might come in handy. Better to have it all written down than try to remember everything when I need it.
Sure, yeah, 100%. Writing everything down always helps as well.
All right, I need to get back to my research. Mr. Albedo has made a lot of suggestions that will require my undivided
This is what I'm talking about with her tone of voice. I love it so much. Even though this is like a helpful thing, suggestions, and she knows it's helpful,
Sure, I'll stay here. I have things to work on.
Makes sense? Yeah, great dynamic between everyone as well. Trying to figure out like how they can help Columbina, and at the base level,
Paimon,
like document everything.
Are you there?
Oh, Paimon. We have to see how Paimon is as well. But yeah, like documented everything is like such a smart thing as well. And even if it's not helpful right now, it might be helpful in the future.
Oh, right. She went with Varka to Nod-Krai,
She did, yes.
didn't she?
Yes.
Good thing we've moved her and the traveler's luggage in here.
Why is that? So you can notice something? Well, yeah, like the Paimon going to Nala is one of my favorite things in the world, because to me it showcases like, yeah, like they're not forgetting about her as a character. It's not just a traveler who made friends in this world. Paimon knows people in Natlan as well. In fact, they treat Paimon just the same as they treat the traveler in a lot of ways.
Speaking of the traveler, where could they be?
Yeah.
There's a note.
Paimon wrote a note?
From Paimon.
What?
Paimon here. Not in at the moment,
Oh.
but if anyone needs to borrow her stuff or the travelers, go ahead and help yourself. Paimon won't be mad.
Paimon. Such a sweetheart, honestly.
Also, traveler, if you
Oh,
get back before
Paimon.
Paimon, make sure to get some rest. Paimon misses you a lot, but put your health first, all right?
Of course you'll say that.
How
Yeah,
sweet.
she's the biggest sweetheart in the world.
Well, since you offered, Paimon, don't mind if I do.
Like, her care for the traveler is so apparent. And it's always been apparent. It's not just something that's new. We've seen it for I've talked about it forever. You know what I mean? Like, it's so well documented in this game what she's done for the traveler.
This is the traveler and Paimon's luggage. All the items they use day to day are here. It's well organized. I wonder which of them is responsible
Paimon.
for that. What do we have here?
Oh! What the hell? Such a beautiful photo.
The camera captured a special moment that can only occur between people who are close to
Yeah,
one
the
another.
genuine joy in his face.
You can really sense how the photographer feels about their subject. I wonder why this picture was placed outside. Is it because Paimon recently looked
What
at
the
it?
F? Paimon was looking at this picture. You can see the genuine smile in his face. What the hell? Beautiful stuff. There's also a thick adventure handbook in here. A record of wonders achieved. I'm gonna bawl again. You know for a fact Paimon are like just documenting this stuff.
This must belong to the traveler. Perfect. I'll use this.
She cares so much about that dude.
Hang in there. We'll find you.
Ave, I love it. Like, no matter where, there's a quote from a show I love that like humans have this amazing ability to, no matter where they are, to make that place home. It's an incredible ability. The traveler has this amazing ability wherever he goes to make that place home. He really is able to do this. The fact that they care so much about him already. Well, it's not already. We're on Act 7, you know? Did she transfer all her stuff here? Oh, yeah. What? Excuse me?
Polonia. Search keyword word
Excuse
formula
what?
and bring me all relevant books.
What? We're playing as... Why did this the last thing I expected? This is the last thing I expected for this. What are you talking about? To play as Paulina? It's the last thing I expected. What? We were assigned the same lab. I was nervous at first since everyone said there that he was a child prodigy. Such since disasters, such a people are more precious than ever. I thought that the Institute of Star, recommended by Hierus, might be more full of himself, but he's much better than I expected. He's just not a sociable sort, no obvious symptoms. I made a huge mistake and knocked over an ancient geometry machine that took a lot of effort to bring back for the desert runes. The machine came to life and made a huge mess of things. Though he's a lot younger than me, he really is smart. I can't believe that's how he... they're... Whoa. Genshin, what are we doing here? As it's just searching for keywords, but we're going to read it, I guess, you know? If you see the time on the video much longer, that's what it is. I just was like, wait, this is very long. Though he's a lot younger than me, he's really smart. I can't believe that's how he managed to tame the machine. Maybe taming isn't the right word. Maybe the other engineers will look down on me for using it. But it really did feel like taming. I know modern clockwork machines well enough, so I can see the huge technological gulf between the two, even disregarding construction. We will make a little meaningful progress if we do not resolve the power issue. But I still have to be careful. I've never seen Alain Galadine. And I don't want to find out what he looks like when he gets angry. A few minor symptoms. I took the day off. I can hardly believe it. Alain Galadine came to visit me and even brought his sister. She's a lovely lady unafraid of strangers. A fine day indeed. We discussed the idea of thinking machines based on the gems, tape circuits. I used the word discuss, but actually I just said things like, oh, that's really amazing. How will you do that? It's really incredible that even now we're still looking at stuff like this as well, so far after Fontaine. Whether he paused and didn't make any real contributions, he really was into it, and he behaved very differently than he usually does in the lab. His little sister is probably way smarter than I. A research assistant, it seems that they are interesting upsides to having a disease flare-up, but I prefer to return to the Institute and help as soon as I can. The additional machines got here. The previous ones are no longer usable since they were completely dismantled, but it did clear up a lot of things, at least according to him. Something about being driven by the elements in the ley lines and interaction we cannot recreate with our current levels of industrial precision and materials science. I helped to compile the report, but there's so much I couldn't understand. Apparently lots of people are secretly unhappy with Alain getting in more resources than they are, but if you ask me, everyone's smarter than me and they should all get along. We'll make the world a better place. I keep saying they're smarter than me. His sister said that some of his friends will be joining the Institute. I'm looking forward to meeting them. No obvious symptoms. So again, no obvious symptoms. Joined the lab as new partners, but now their conversations are doubly confusing. Oh, I understand every word is on its own is just fine, but once they string them all together, I can make heads or tails of it. Jacob is really the only one even close to being on the same level as me. It's so funny when they say names that like strike something in your heart. I feel ashamed just writing that. An adult looking for reassurance from a child as young as he is. I feel like I've lost all self-respect from a grown-up should have. Based on the research of Prime Energy, seems like they decided to adopt this name. Alain and Rene are thinking about trying to use the characteristics of Osa and pneumonia to construct a new kinetic core. A few minor symptoms. I may have contributed. Well, I went on a picnic with Alan and his sister Renee and Jacob. All these names, man. It keeps like driving me back to those quests that were. It was one of the best quest lines in the history of Genshin, easily. It was technically supposed to be a field research, but the idea came up with Alan's sister and me. We thought they lived all too little outside of the research, so we asked the institute's director to arrange something. Petric was not exactly the most exciting place, but the scenery is quite lovely. Since you can see the great waterfall, I brought a camera from the institute to take photos of them. I do hope we'll get have more outings like this one, especially since that means more opportunities to take photos of his sister. After all, Alan is always working, given how he will not be with his sister as she grows up. These photos will come in handy later when he begins to regret not spending more time with her. Then we'll be able to see how she was at different times, and it won't be sting quite so much. If only my family had enough money for a camera, and if only things hadn't gone so wrong, I'm sure my mom would have taken lots of photos of me. Renee and Jacob's like Alain's sister a lot too. When the four of them hang out, she sometimes acts like an older sister to them. Despite being the youngest, a fascinating dynamic. Seems to be interested in the runes and the stone statues here. Renee also mentioned something about the troop and seals. Even though we went out there to have a bit of fun for once, they were still thinking about research, no obvious symptoms. They're always thinking about research. They're always like spending their time, which again, we kind of knew there was aspects of this too, right? They focused so much on this. Took the day off. Alain's sister came to see me, along with Jacob. Alain and Renee couldn't make it because their experiments were a critical stage. They didn't help having to tell that any course. That I was able to help at all despite my limited abilities is already fulfilling. Can I say as well, there's so much here that I probably won't be able to decipher every single, like all this stuff, but we will read it. And if you guys want to discuss it as well with me and we can better understand it too, feel free, 100%. I heard, but at least I can read it for you guys as well. I heard that Alain and the institute director came to see me separately. While I was unconscious, I feel bad that they came all this way for nothing. I wasn't even awake, still taking time off, but I hope to go back to help them again soon. But I found out that they were graduates from the Narcissus Cruise Institute, and that made me really happy. They talked about the director and the vice director as well as their adventures, and it made me feel like a kid again. The only detail that didn't make sense was the cake the vice director made, because it felt like a punishment when they had it. After the disaster, I lost contact with pretty much all of my friends. I'm so happy that they were able to find each other again. I wonder how many my friends are doing. They're probably trying to rebuild the institute. I've got to go check it out next time. Talk about thinking the Tinker Time machine again. I had an idea about making thinking camera, so I would take photos to Precious them while he was busy. He thought it was kind of pointless, but it had security surveillance applications. So like it could be used for security instead, which actually does make sense, like maybe like a sensor or something. They did. The light bulb came on. I was lucky to have recovered in the time we witnessed a historical moment. It was quite a pity, but I hope Rene and Jacob will make breakthroughs on their own research topics. I also hope they get better assistance than me. No obvious symptoms. Again, we saw this before, the symptoms stuff, right? There were several visits while I was unconscious. It's a shame. All I could do was read the letters they left behind. Jacob left me a note inviting me to his and Renee's lab. There's something they wanted me to talk about. I hope I can get out of bed soon. Anne brought flowers to me, but they already wilted by the time I woke up. I took the day off. I was able to get out of bed today. This is where I first met Alain for the first time afterwards. I documented the experimental procedure and phenomena based on his oral descriptions while standing here for the first time. He was trying to start up the machinery below an ill-fitting lab coat. Renee and Jacob later entered the door, and Alain would temporarily forget to act the young genius, rushing towards him like an energetic kid. Just this excitement, right? He bore witness to the first successful controlled annihilation reaction. The brilliant light cast a deep dark shadow, and I believe history was made in that moment. Was someone like me so excited I knocked over the ink bottle to play a role in an event that will go down in history? Behind the locked door on the other side, Rene and Jacob's lab, it seemed the access was limited due to the dangerous nature of the research. They're destined to become towering figures in history. Some of them are for sure. I guess Alain moved to the other lab based on his plans on the once the energy problem was solved. He would study kinematics. I'll go greet them later. I wonder how Anne is doing. Mentioning Anne as well. What a beauty will she grow up to be. None of your business. I'll be writing here. I don't have much time left. I hope everything goes well. Because Alain Guillotine, he did the clockwork mecha, right? So his influence is still around today. This is a lot. This is a lot of stuff. This is a lot of stuff. So what keyword are we generally looking for again? There's so much to scan here. Let's scan this one. This looks very fancy. There's so much text. There is world formula. In light of the formal rigorous proof outlined above, I believe that the correct term for the situation is Fortuna. Oh boy. Is ancient Remirian technology. Oh god. Wisdom unparalleled. I never imagined the Remirian ideas would be so similar to the computation graph that I've named world formula. This is strong evidence. Remuria is a beautiful place though. Human civilization is bound to lose its potential amid explorations of evolution. Humanity's decline is in truth unfolding at this very moment. To put it bluntly, ladies and gentlemen, the apocalypse draws near. They know that like depending on the order you do the quests, like the apocalypse like has already been stopped when we got there, so it's a bit different. This is not a hallucinatory babbling of some wandering monk from Sumeru, rather it's a logical deduction grounded in reason and natural philosophy. Please take a look at the diagram beneath the most hidden of all the hidden. The number of cycles, that is, the number of higher particles can now only be 4. No new world cycle can be generated through reconciliation. In other words, the end of this current samsara is the end of the infinite light. The sparks of civilization are all but extinguished unless we begin to reconsider introducing variables beyond this existing system. After all, the world itself, the external manifestation of a dream. Therefore, keyword word formula located. So we found it. Okay. Again, we can definitely look at the other related content as well. I don't think... Oh, look, he has the book in his hand. Again, I want to make it clear. Like, there's so much stuff here that I don't think I'll be able to, like, ascertain everything. And, like, it would take... I think if I started deciphering every single word, like I would do with so many documents, I would be here for hours. Like, I generally think I would be here for, like, an hour straight. Ancient log, Alain Guillotine. My assigned assistant doesn't seem very reliable. He's talking about the assistant in the other story. Unlike the power resources of those war machines can be used at the moment, cores are far too dangerous. I'll get them to seek out other such mysterious machines. No progress is worth reporting today. Went out and under my adoptive father's watchful eye to seek inspiration at the sites where battles took place and ran into Rene and Jacob. The assistant doesn't seem reliable. It keeps talking about the assistant because custom accidents is just another obstacle to overcome. This kind of machine seems to take arbitrary external forms. Quite interesting research focused on power. Research primary machines. Assistant took the day off and asked for help. I feel like we've read some of this stuff before. Similar to this, right? Am I wrong? We probably read some of this stuff because some of this stuff seems so familiar, even the way the wording is. There's music in the background, by the way. Am I wrong? Research primary machines. Assistant took the day off and asked for help. Suggested she join the institute, but she wasn't interested. Research primary prime energy machines. My assistant's still in his back. I'll go pay a visit. I remember I'll go pay a visit. I guarantee you that they've showed this stuff in some form before, right? I remember that phrasing even. Found Rene and Jacob's adoptive father. With my own adoptive father's help, the supplement primary energy machine have arrived. I should be able to make any progress now. Assistant seems in good spirits. Probably just minor illness. Research prime energy machines. Rene and Jacob joined the institute. They'll be assigned to my project. Field research today. Interesting machines. Research primary machines. Research prime energy machines. My adoptive father visited. I was too busy to host him and scolded me. I remember to apologize. I remember that phrasing as well. Maybe it's just similar to stuff that happened. Assistant took the day off on the threshold of major breakthrough. Assistant took the day off, too busy to visit, and scolded me. I'll go tomorrow on the threshold of major breakthrough. Forgot about the visit. Sorry, we'll invite everyone to go with me. Took a day off. Assistant took a day off. Went to visit. Like, I remember that went to visit, took a day off stuff. Assistant took day off. Assistant took day off. Research primary machines. Rene and Jacob began constructing their own research today. Assistant took the day off. A breakthrough. Patent application process is too annoying. Forget it. Assistant condition seems alright. Still a little worried. Consider the gap in medical technology. Advised assistant to go to Sumeru. Took a day off. Research in kinematics next. Must make materials this. Visit. They said bigger lab has prepared for the kinematics experiments, but decided to not move for now. Visit Bernard 2. Okay, I remember took a day off. I remember that so vividly. Right? So what I might do is, for the rest of these, because it's going to be a lot as well. Yeah. What I'm going to do is, you tell me, first of all, I'm going to take screenshots of this, and we'll read it at the end as well. Because I feel like we're going to be here for another while. And I think maybe there could be similar things. So yeah, I'll take some screenshots of this, and we'll look at it later. I hope it doesn't seem like I'm brushing past this anyway. Because the thing is, like, you know, even the people who are listening to me read this, like, you know, oh, we didn't even scan this. There's just literally one book left. Oh, let's read it. Why not? It's just one book left, yeah. Though it's a shame, we'll have to miss it. I was looking forward to Copley's new work. Ever since he was a child, he was always been incredibly talented. Our consideration for everyone's safety, it has been decided that the institute shall close. Driven by the energy of vigor of youth, the young ones are clamoring to go out into battle. I hope someday They will understand the importance of prioritizing post-disaster reconstruction over marching off to die. So the idea that like it's better to prepare than to fight, I guess, or to do more like intellectual work. I fear it shan't be long before we must depart. We've chosen a good place to land between Fontaine de Lucine as the post relocation site. They even say that they want to use this land to build an opera house. They'd sooner set faces aflame with shame and laughter to think that anyone could be so comical. We're going to pay our respects at Basil's grave. I hope this turns out like Emmanuel said. However, it's the Institute's responsibility to support gifted and talented youths. Met with the newly appointed Udex. He was peculiar temperament, seemed much more reliable than Leon and those other clowns. If all goes well, it has potential to be completely revolutionize our understanding of Clockwork Mecha. The pros methodology of the plan are reliable, worth paying more attention. The results of early phases have been satisfactory. We will increase our investment. Carter's leave requests have been increasingly frequent. Better have someone keep an eye on him. He may have been having financial difficulties. Not like it's possible for it to be a family matter. After some considerations, I've decided to enroll them and temporarily assign them to the same lab. However, I'm concerned about the impact about joining Alain on the mental state of others. Must keep careful watch. Still unconscious during visits, so I could speak. Decided to take a blood sample and see if there's a cure or a way to mitigate it. Although the proposed research plan is expected to face challenges in the obtaining recognition, I believe it holds a significant practical value, so it justifies approval. Toxins remain in the soil and water have not yet been fully neutralized. The water is producing deformed oceanids, so we saw that like with the previously, like we talked to many oceanids. In a way, this could be a reflection of previous events. I only just learned that the Carls adopted children. It's a shame the nurses cruising and issues no longer exist. This could be a bigger breakthrough in the century. It will change all society. Report mentioned normal movements. I'll have to find a chance to talk to Emmanuel about it. Yeah, we read everything. And again, I'm sorry, like, because usually, like, as you guys know, if we have like one big no, we'll be and the pacing of it is, you guys know we read everything and we decide for everything. But I think this situation is like very different. I can't believe we're playing as this guy. You know, I think it's a bit different, as you guys would understand as well. But please feel free to like talk about anything in the notes there.
Let's see. This one is on Tonki's sermon dictation concerning the apocalypse.
Yeah, they mentioned the apocalypse again, right?
I believe that the correct term for this is Fortuna. This was an ancient Romorian technology, a wisdom unparalleled.
We like the word Fortuna. It's all these keywords like strike in your mind, right? Fortuna, you know, Romurian.
I never imagined that Romorian ideas would be so similar to the diagram I have named, the world formula. This is strong evidence that human civilization should gradually shed possibilities as it continues to explore and evolve. The end of humankind may well be upon us right now.
Fortuna was the representation of luck, though, in Genshin, right? If again, there's so much stuff that we've kind of foggy in my mind, because I know that like Fortuna was like, I remember we found out was like this representation of the idea of luck as well, right? And it was fortune, right? Good fortune. Yeah.
The sparks of civilization shall run out, unless we consider introducing variables from outside the system.
So things that like would change stuff from the outside to the inside?
Variables. Surely that can only mean one thing. Descenders?
So they're the outside formula.
Dottore likely captured the Traveler because of his descender
yeah,
status.
of course.
But the Three Moons' authority comes from the world itself. Why would Dottore need anything beyond that?
So again, sorry if like again if there's some stuff I'm trying to remember here, I'm racking my brain with stuff as well. I know Fortuna was the idea of like it was like luck. It was like the idea of luck itself, right? And the idea of a god of luck almost. We have to, so we can't, they're saying that the sparks and the progress will run out if we don't start introducing something from the outside, so that'll be variables. And we have been called a variable before. I think it was in Sumeru, someone called us a variable. In the Sumeru Archon quest, I think they call us a variable, an unknown variable. They also said it in Honkai Star Rail, but they said it one time in Genshin as well, during the Sumeru quest, I believe. They call us an unknown variable. We are an unknown variable. So, and they also say, but the 3 moons authority come from the world itself. So he needs something other than the 3 moons. He needs something that's an unknown variable at the same time too, right? Again, that's what I'm guessing.
Where does this variable factor in? The world formula calculates the fate of an entire world. Introducing a variable would therefore give us...
So the world formula in Genshin, that's the deciphering of the end of the world and the kind of like prevention of it as well, I guess. It was something done by Rene himself. Rene came up with the world formula, right? It was Rene who was doing this, I believe. And it was about prediction of like what happened with the flood and all this stuff as well. But he wanted to basically like, I think it wasn't combining all of, and maybe this is different, combining everyone together in like one mind to avoid the, it was like it was almost like combining everyone together so they would no longer be humans, but there would be one consciousness and they would like basically like escape the prophecy itself. And that was his way of doing things. At least that's what I look at it as. But again, we were the descent. We were we went against the prophecy in Fontaine because we were the descender. So there's something about Dottore that he needs an unknown variable to help him with this because he can't just use the 3 moons. Maybe? Wait for the next directive?
Polonia, search keyword pathway and bring me all relevant books.
Oh. Genshin's like, you will look at these books. Again, what we might do then is take some screenshots again, because there's so much dialogue, there's so much text here, and it seems like she's going to explain a lot of it as well. This is the book they're looking for sure, by the way. Yeah, it's the fanciest book. So what we'll do is we'll read this and then we'll take screenshots of other stuff as well. So fundamentally, what ancient orders designated as marriage was in essence an interpretation of ontology distinct in orphans. As you can see, the magic set in motion by 3 particles above the kingdom, yet its metaphysical origin lies in the emanations of 4 particles beneath the firmament. The alchemists of Conria, because it was Conria stuff as well that they were dealing with too, right, those experiments, are prone to disregard metaphysical sentiment and effect, pursuing instead the gold of the ignorant within the material world. It is for this reason that they have crude inquiry cannot be compared to the great undertaking we have to achieve today, one that is founded upon ancient Romurian style theory. 3 pertains to appearance, while 4 pertains to intrinsic. 7 obtained through the overlap. I know why I'm doing this because she's going to read this out as well, but I want to read it too anyway. We designated this process of overlap as marriage from the union of the 2 throughout the meditating medium is akin to a matrimonial covenant of those bound with mutual love. Observe the pathway displayed in guidance diagram. Deconstruction and revising its effects could generate potential ideas. Nevertheless, there is one thing that I must keep in mind. Solve the first half of the equation, leave the second unattacked, which you have all in clear light and some, though not all, in dark. This is not because they possess any sanctity that renders them untouchable, but because they offer no benefit whatsoever to the world formula. Only mediocre minds beyond a certain measure would actively seek to trespass upon such prohibitions, because in the eyes of the ignorant, taboo and precious are sentimentally identical. They fail to recognize that in most cases, taboo, like convention, lacks merit for deeper inquiry. Take heed, what we speak of the act overlaying your dream upon the dream of the gods, of overlaying your law, you will, and the starry sky upon ineffable sacrifices and despair. We do not speak of the following emanations to achieve ascension to the rank of gods. This is a base dream doomed to perish. Within an eggshell, what I'm aiming to teach you all is the principle of transcendence. The infinite expanse and the innumerable stars within, you too must act in this manner, unbound by any constraint. To choose the vision of the sacred virgins is the necessary path of marriage, and its core of magic and its science and art affecting change according to the consciousness of marriage. I remember the term marriage comic as well, by the way. It was another term that came up as well during the Fontaine. I think this is all the stuff like I think I'm going about this the wrong way. I think I'm going to take screenshots a lot of this stuff here because there's so much text. And she's like, Marionette's going to explain it. She will explain like all of it. I remember the term marriage coming up as well. I just need to be reminded of the context, I think. And again, it's one of those things where like, people go like, Calvin, you're really interested in lore. Like, how can you forget this stuff? I think there's a difference between my interpretation of lore and me being interested in lore. It's different from, say, like, because a lot of people talk about other creators who are like very into the lore. I think other creators like are so like, I love like learning about it and, getting into in the momentary thing, but I'm not ingrained in the lore forever. Once I do a lore quest, I don't talk about the lore quests forever, you know what I mean? It's one of those situations where I feel like other lore YouTubers, and I have no problem saying this, like other lore YouTubers are better at lore than I am, because I guarantee you the way that like some people have talked about the lore creators in the comments have been like, you know, they will like talk about it every day. You know, you're talking about Ashikai and other creators, they will be in all day, even streamers. They'll be talking about it, like they'll do like multiple streams afterwards talking about just the lore. And for me, it's just like, I'll learn this stuff, we'll talk about this stuff, we'll go through this stuff, and then usually take something to jolt my memory as well. Like, you know, since it has been, you know what's crazy? It's been a year. It's been a year since I've even looked at the stuff with the Ordo, which is crazy when you think about it. But yeah, at its core, magic is a science of affecting change according to the consciousness of marriage. It is an instrument through which the art is realized. It is neither the subject that creates art nor the object that the art is created upon. The subject can only ever be a consciousness in itself. One who is free from the weakness of consciousness bows neither to the gods nor death. Okay. Yeah, we located it. It's a lot. It's so much, guys. It's so much. So I'm going to take screenshots in case we want to read this stuff again, right? I hope you guys understand. There's so much here. It will take a long time to like look through all this stuff. You see what I mean? The Golden Troop again. You know what I mean? The Golden Troop is here, guys. Holy freaking hell. You know what I mean? And I think it's one of those things where you probably read a lot of this stuff before. I know we probably have. Or looked at, like, yeah, it's Jacob. Yeah. It's, and I know this is like usually against what we do here, but this is a lot. And I think we probably did look at it before. I think like it's, again, it's something that I'm going to have to be reminded of 100%. But I'm not going to feel bad at this stage for being like, let's just take screenshots of this. And then maybe look at it. We can even do a separate video, man. I don't even mind. But I feel like this is like stuff we've talked about before. But I guarantee you, I would be here for... What would happen is, and I'm saying this right now, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, I would be here for another hour reading all that stuff. If we deciphered it, we'd be here for another hour and a half. And then and then this video would not have any ending to this act. At all. Just factually so. It's a lot. It is a lot.
Otonki Sermon Dictation. Explications on the Chemical Marriage. These titles are pretty esoteric.
Like, we've been here for 30 minutes, I think, in this one scene.
Observe and compute the pathway displayed in the guidance diagram. Deconstructing and reversing its effects could generate potential ideas.
Okay.
So, it's one of Rene's draft lectures. Deconstructing the pathway. I suppose that could lead to a breakthrough.
So again, this term of deconstructing the pathway. Observe and compute the pathway displayed in Guine's diagram. Deconstructing and reversing its effects could... So, like, it's about just taking the pathway of chemical marriage and deconstructing it. Somehow. She's doing all these diagrams, which is really, really cool.
This is so long. This guy sure loves showing off his knowledge.
Like, again, I have no problem with, like lore and stuff like this as well, 110%. But it is long. It is long. Wait for the next directive.
Polonia. Search keyword tree model and bring me all
crazy stuff.
books.
It's crazy. Like, and again, I know for a fact, I know for a goddamn fact, this is one of the few times that, like, other lore creators are going to have a way longer video than I am. I know for a fact. Because, like, sometimes people are like, Calvin, your videos are, like, so long because of, you know, the yapping. This is one of those times where, like, it's going to be, like, one of the rare times where, like, someone's going to be like, yeah, Calvin, your video was, like, 5 hours long or 4 hours long or whatever. But this other creator, their video was, like, 10 hours long, you know? 100%. Again, it's going to be the fanciest book, but I actually think that, well, they all look fancy this time. Again, I'm going to take a screenshot of it, guys. I hope you understand. Tree model is here, by the way. Okay, so we did, again, I think I'm doing good at picking the fanciest book. There's so, oh my god. Oh my god. This is even longer than the time when we read the stuff with the which I had no problem reading, which was the stuff with the with Vaughn. Wait, there's multiples? Wait, oh wait, we could have just gone through it like this. I'm taking so many screenshots here. I'm probably not going to be able to download any other gacha game now. It's just going to be all of my knowledge here. Wait, is this a second page? Was there other second pages that I didn't even realize? I don't think they want you to read absolutely everything. I don't think they do. Well, they don't mind. I think they don't mind. Absolutely insane. Like, and that's what the thing is, all this stuff is probably interesting as heck. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's one of those situations where, like, you'd have to take, like, so much time to read everything. You know what I mean? 100%. And it's like, I'm sure we looked on this lore a lot before, and I probably should definitely look into, like, the stuff again. Or even, like, you know what might be a good idea for me to, like, re-watch my endings to those videos, because I feel like we had a good understanding of the lore and those endings of the video, of all those lore videos. And then reread the comments at those times, too. I think it might be a good idea to do that at some point. You know what's so funny as well? I have no problem saying this, too. I know it's going to, like, maybe for some people it sounds bad. If I was, like, only doing Genshin, like, only, like... I feel like we could, like, spend hours looking at that. 110%. 110%. I know, like, I'm acting, like, very paranoid that people are going to be like, Calvin, why didn't you read everything? But I think everyone's going to understand. Everyone's going to be like, Calvin, yeah, 100%. Like, everyone's going to be like, 100% Calvin. Don't worry about it. But at least we have documents of it. At least she's explaining part of it, too.
Most of the experimental devices proposed by the Lilia Crucis Ordo are built based on the simple and basic logical structure of a tree model. Lilia Crucis. Guess they were trying to cover up the name of the Nod-Krai
because it was seen as, like, taboo, right?
When Duke St. Germanus departed, he said, "It seems that there's no going back. Alas, he is only a genius when it comes to machines."
So he said there's no going back, he's only a genius when it comes to machines? So he thought that someone wasn't, like, actually that smart with this stuff?
In all other things, he is but ordinary.
Wait.
Me? I'm sorry. That's just ridiculous. What kind of book
Is he
this?
literally talking about how, like, Alain is regular and she's not going to take that?
Great Detective Herlock, the alchemist and the clockwork saint? Isn't this a novel? Come
This is actually a really good depiction of research, though, because a lot of times with, like, if you ever wrote an essay for college and you have to cite a bunch of things, like, finding stuff is, like, so, that's relevant is so important, but then, like, there's certain times where you'll find stuff that's, like, not even nearly relevant. And, like, I wouldn't get frustrated, but I can imagine, like, the levels that she's doing here, and this is, like, stuff, like, on a different level. This is research, like, for actual, like, really important stuff. I can only imagine this is, like, exactly, anyone who does research for, like, science or math or anything, please let me know, because I can only imagine this is what it's like. It's like, why is this here? Why did you write this down, you know?
Still, the author swears that they knew Rene well. Whatever. I guess it's not beyond the realms of possibility that Rene would say nonsense like that on occasion.
I think she holds, like, a lot of these scientific stuff very highly. But again, it's also a thing where, like, in the Ordo stuff, fairy tales and novels are actually, like, very important.
Memory, wishes, souls, and persona. Frankly, this sounds more like occultism, but if Albedo vouches for it, I suppose there must be some alchemical
She respects it so much.
The way Alain Guillotin saw it, the world was comprised of machines. The universe needed machines, and thus his technologies were created. That's why I was born.
It's... Oh, yeah, because that's what she was created, because, like, the world needed machines. So it's like a necessity, right? Because that's usually what happens, right? Like, machines are born out of necessity or convenience sometimes, right?
Rene, his full name
so
was
is she
Rene
confirming...
de Petrichor, if I recall correctly. Sounds like he and the town must be intricately
Is she confirming that she was created? She's not... Is she? Is she confirming that she was created by Alain? Or, like, maybe it's because she's Clockwork Mecha herself that she like, relates to that at the very least?
That place was also the source of most of our information regarding Remurian civilization. Seems like some of his projects were based on their technology.
This music as well, so beautiful. So a lot of it like is taken from Remurian civilization, which makes sense because when we went to Remuria, there was a lot of clockwork stuff, a lot of really beautiful stuff as well, a lot of very crazy like technological stuff.
The cutting of souls and storing them in vessels. These seemingly unrelated techniques underpinned Rene's research. Assuming that the 4 orthants correspond to alchemical categories.
Okay, the cutting of souls and storing them in vessels. See, it seems unrelated techniques underpinned Rene's research. So the idea of like taking people's souls and putting them in vessels, I think they wanted to combine all souls, right? Assuming that the 4 orthants correspond to alchemical categories?
The chemical marriage model? Alain would have scoffed at that. He never would have let those theories or parameters anywhere near his mathematical
So there's a separation of what Alain wanted versus what Rene wanted, which you do know that they both had different outcomes of where they, you know, and influence. I love that they're showing like her doing these like stuff that we don't understand personally, but it's really cool.
What was Alain's view on Rene? I know he mentioned the name, albeit very rarely. Oh, now I remember. Alain's old notes are here too. They mentioned Rene once. Rene seemed most out of sorts when he spoke to me. A lack of sweet foods has dulled his mind, I should think. Either way, his words are not.
So Alain had,
believed.
again, we know Rene was one of the most tragic stories about the stuff with the Ordo kids, right? 100%.
Yep, that sounds like Alain.
And again, as we said, out of everyone, I do think that the influence of the world was most felt by Alain, right? 100%. And she obviously has a high opinion of Alain, but I think it was the whole situation was effed up. It was a tragedy.
My subordinates actually did a half-decent job digging out all these materials. Makes a change. Good for them. Some of Alain's old files are completely consistent with these records. He must have gotten them from the Tower of Gestalt. I never knew he got his hands on Rene's records that
There's so
early.
much to this, though. Like, again, I hope you guys know, I have no problem saying I'm not going to sit here and be like, I remember everything. I'm going to look back on this stuff. I'm going to go back and watch my ending discussions. I know it's like very, like, it's almost like, it sounds arrogant to be like, to understand all the story, I'm going to look back at my own discussions. But I feel like those times, like, I feel like when I'm at, like, and it's not arrogance. I feel like it's one of those situations, those ending discussions of those Fontaine quests, like, was one of the times that, like, I feel like I was able to, like, compile everything really well, and then you guys corrected stuff. So I can look at the comments and look at my own discussions, and I feel like I can recap a lot of my understanding. Because, again, it was a year ago when we did this. Over a year ago.
He may have kept them, but he never even attempted to use them. Didn't believe a word they said.
So again, the high opinion of Alain as well.
Come to think of it, Rene's world formula was filled with calculations of constants. That shows he believed that the fate of the world to be predetermined. Right,
so Rene was so focused on the prophecy, right? It was her whole thing.
As for Alain... it's been too long. I forget what he said. What would he have said? A guy like him, fervent believer in machines, but not headstrong enough. The world can be changed. It is worth persevering. Yes, that's how he used to think at least.
Right, so the idea that even if things are dire, it's worth keeping going.
He created that procedure to save this world. Yet the scale of the world's fate proved too enormous. The result was beyond his ability to calculate.
Is this talking about the world's fate as like the scale of the what's happening now, or are they talking about the stuff that happened in Fontaine with the prophecy?
He died having never seen the outcome. And there I was, left behind.
So I think this is confirmation. I think she's saying that like she was like a part of this like research, or maybe she was a creation of Alain. And I wonder if that is because people were theorizing this.
Did you really never take a close look at Rene's research? Or did you read it, but deem his philosophy incompatible with your model?
I wonder. She's wondering if, like, did he see the research all, or did he look and go like, this is not for me? We know they had very different philosophies.
The very thought of trying to incorporate his ideas probably made you feel sick to the stomach. Well, don't worry, because there's a whole new category of lunatic in
my
town.
God.
Next to Dottore, every other madman
This is
looks
so
sane.
interesting the way she's saying this. Like, she's like saying that Rene was a lunatic. Which again, I look at that whole story and yes, immoral as heck. That whole situation was immoral. But it was a tragedy of like epic proportions. Like what was happening there was insanely disgusting and horrible and sad and tragic. And it's interesting that she's like, yeah, Dottore's even more crazy. You know what I mean? She's dealing with her own like madman now.
You once asked me what I wished for. Should have asked him instead. He's the one pining for things you'd sooner die than witness.
This is such an interesting way of phrasing this, because like, you once asked me what I wish for. Is she talking about Alain? Did he talk to her directly? Should have asked him instead. He's the one pining for things you'd sooner die than witness. Is she talking about Rene like being the ones that he's pining for things you'd sooner die than witness? This is a lot, so if you guys can help me with this, 100% please do. And it seems like she's just trying to decipher all this in her head as well. Like, it's almost like she's having a conversation with Alain from beyond, right?
Even the tiniest variable can make big waves in the present.
And that's what we're getting back to as well. Why does Dottore need this character? Why does he need the traveler?
Now then, allow me to put these incompatible fragments
Please.
together in your stead. First, establish and verify the existence of the Great Circle.
Okay. Is this the marriage thing?
Absolute nihil on one end, absolute reality on the other. Now, search between these two extremes.
Okay.
Then, the construction criteria. Variables.
I love this illustration stuff. It's so cool. So she's saying one end there's nothing, one end is absolute reality. And between these two extremes, there's a variable.
The sparks of civilization shall run out unless we introducing variables from outside the system.
So is the symbol on the side, that's the marriage thing, is it? Or is that the tree? That tree is on the side here, the marriage is up on top, I think.
Input variables. Traverse the world, space-time,
I love
and
how she's drawing this in.
civilization. Then extract the essential nodes from the records to determine which variables they point to.
Huh?
The primordial power that differentiated itself from the void. The power of light. Yes, light.
Light? So the light within the void? Is that what we're saying?
Records. Hyperborea.
Hyperborea again.
This is horrendously complicated. After all that, I'm still missing a few variables.
Right.
I need to think this through again.
And I feel so bad that I'm not getting this entirely, you know? So get the nodes from space, time, and civilization, get the stuff that are the variables and point them out. The primordial power that differentiates itself from the void, the power of light. So is the variable the light, or what is the opposite of the void is the light? The records of Hyperborea.
How do you think it looks, Polonia? Like the frenzied scrawlings of a madwoman?
Polonia's like, I don't know.
Fine, keep it to yourself. It's not like you can talk anyway. I'll assume you gave it a passing grade.
She's like, thanks a lot, Polonia.
I jest. But true madness does often start with trying to save the world. What would Arlecchino and Columbina think if they saw this incomprehensible hen scratch? They'd probably have me institutionalized.
I think it's a cool character moment. That's the thing. And like, even if I don't understand everything fully, I think it's a great character moment to have her kind of like go through all this stuff and be like, look at this. These are, again, my idea of what's happening is she's looking at the research from the Ordo. This and the stuff of like with the unknown variables and the prophecies and looking, and what was the phrase, like if you don't look at the variables, then like, you know, a civilization spark will die out. So for some reason, she's trying to relate that to the idea of Dottore looking for the Traveler. She's trying to find the reason why Dottore would need the Traveler. And in the case of like the prophecy, for example, we were the unknown variable within the prophecy that really helped that like change. So I wonder if, like, again, that's why she's calling back to the Ordo stuff. That's why she's calling back to the researcher, because they researched the idea of like prophecy. They researched the idea of like fate. And they all had their different ideas of what the world was going to be. But the unknown variable in this sense for Dottore would be the Traveler. The unknown, and in this sense, they did here, as I said here, variable. If we do not search for variables from the outside, everything is just going to be on one direct path, it seems. So I think that's what she's trying to do related to the stuff with Dottore.
So would Rosaline. She's been dead for a while now.
Whoa. You're laughing? You miss her.
When I close my eyes and think back, I can still see her face. And that enormous dress she used to wear.
You love her.
Such a bizarre choice. What possessed her? Oh, and the clack-clack of those heels used to drive me insane.
You didn't like your heels?
No one's asking me, obviously, but I hope you all know that I never wanted to save the world. I'm not crazy. I don't have delusional ambitions, and that's a clinical fact.
So she's saying, like, I'm not doing this to try and save the world?
The world needs a solution, but I don't need the world's validation.
Okay.
It's the world begging me for answers.
Man, she's even, like,
not the
snarky with
other way
herself. But it seems that, like, she's saying that, like, I'm not here to save the world. I'm not here to make the world like me. I'm here, the world needs me. I don't need the world. I wonder. I'm good with preparing tea. 100%. This is so funny. This is actually very funny. And what's this? A little box? With a note on it? I love tea, man. I have like 4 mugs a day. I love it. I only use to have 4 mugs a day because I like brown sugar in my tea, so I can't drink too much. I'd drink more if it didn't. If I just had plain tea, I'd be drinking more. Oh wow. Little buns as well. I also just think this sequence is like something that like in a movie would be like unbelievably well done and well directed. And even here, like it is like what's stopping the, again, as I said, what's stopping the pacing is my understanding. I want to make that clear. But it's also one of these things where like, again, movie-like. This is like that scene in the movie that everyone's like, oh, man, remember the scene where like Paulina's like looking for these books and like there's like a montage of the marionette like, you know, looking for different designs and stuff, I guess, as well. Like, it's actually really well done in that sense. Take a break. Is this good enough?
Oh, cookies to go with the tea. Let's see. They must be from that person who brought those documents. I see they're from Hotel de Boer.
So from Fontaine?
Something's written on the box. We are proud to present this homage to the Fortress of Meropede's fun-filled meal collection system. Fortune cookies.
So it's the Fortress of
Have a
Meripede?
lucky start to your day.
So someone from the Hotel de Boer, which we've been to many times, and they're also saying we're proud to present a homage to the Fortress of Meropede's fun-filled collection system. Interesting.
Sounds like a dumb gimmick to me. Be early to bed and early to rise. Get plenty of sun and drink plenty of water. Then things will surely go well for you. What? Are you kidding me? Somehow I doubt that an early night and a glass of water is magically gonna save a world on the brink of existential peril.
No, 100%. Whatever said, you're thinking about it in a grander scheme of things, but like, generally getting a good night's sleep if you can, and water is actually generally very good for you. It is, if you can drink it, you know?
Lady Arlecchino, word has reached us that Lady Marionette's troops are all in position. They are ready to act as soon as the order is given.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh my god, look at her. Look at this. Some of the angles here.
The only thing is, they are fewer in number than we expected. It looks like many of them must have lost their lives at the hand of the monsters released by the Doctor.
Oh man. Look at this in the background as well. Is that the energy field, or is that the area where the Marionette was doing a research, a Fatui facility?
Can't be helped. Allow them to join our ranks and keep in contact.
Sure.
As you wish.
Crazy stuff. Oh. Well, I mean, it's not surprising we're playing as, Wait, what? Where? Where? What? Just like that? Where are we? Where are we on the map? What the hell? Is he actually go? Okay. Let's pace ourselves. My pace ourselves. I meant stand here and prepare. Oh my god. It's been a while.
It's been a while, Arlecchino. You look well.
He said it too. It's been a while. It's so good to see him.
Did Dottore really have to build his lab right on the sole path between Snezhnaya and Nod-Krai? Had to go on a huge detour to stay out of its line of
That's so
sight.
Tartaglia to be like, geez, this is an inconvenience. It's so good to see him. When was the last time we saw him in the story? It would have been... It's been a while. It has been a while.
Sounds like an arduous journey. I assume you've brought word from Her Majesty.
Oh, we could hear about the Tsaritsa things as well. I cannot believe we're standing here with Tartaglia. And the way they had to just show up on the screen first. It's so good to see him.
Of course, all part of the job.
What did she say?
Firstly, the Tsaritsa has authorized Fatui Internal Affairs to review Dottore's
There we go.
case. They will reach a formal verdict on whether he has turned traitor and whether he poses a threat to Snezhnaya.
And here's his hair looks different. Maybe it's just like from this, we never see him from this angle sometimes. But the problem I have with that as well, whether he poses a threat right now, he might not pose a threat to the Tsaritsa. He might not if they do a research right now. But my problem is that always with Dottore, he's not going to stop at one point. You know what I mean? He's not the type of character to just be like, oh yeah, I'm satisfied.
While they're working on that, I've been ordered to come and receive the refugees from Nod-Krai.
Okay, that makes sense.
They are nearby. My team will escort you to them shortly.
This is a great way of bringing them back as well. A very efficient way of bringing him back. It's like it makes sense. Of course, he comes back and he's like, yeah, like I'm hearing orders from the Tsaritsa. You know what I mean? It just makes perfect sense.
Great.
It's so good seeing him. I wish the Traveler was here.
Aside from that, Her Majesty has a message for you and Sandrone personally. Huh? Where is Sandrone?
She's doing a lot of research.
She stayed behind to work since I was making the trip anyway. It seemed sensible to have one person on standby at base while the other came out to meet you.
Fair enough.
All right, guess that's just how she rolls.
That's how she
In that case,
rolls?
Tell her that the Tsaritsa's decree this time is pretty awesome sounding. I think she'll like this one.
What's the decree?
Still, I wonder what... Wait, what's that?
What do you mean, what's that?
Did one of our troops turn into a monster?
What?
Take him out.
Just like that? Oh my... We're playing as Tartaglia and Arlecchino?
Witness my wrath.
Oh my freaking god.
No time to lose.
In one sequence? That's so awesome. I honestly know that's amazing. They're fulfilling dreams here with some of these teams. They really are. Might as well switch back for a second.
You've gotten stronger, Arlecchino. Nice.
You think so? Are all our troops turning into monsters?
I appreciate the praise, but I am not fighting here today.
Oh my god. Oh, we missed the dialogue because we
I can't
defeated him
believe
fast.
it. He was a living, breathing human one moment, and the next...
That fulfills a dream, by the way. That to be able to fight with the two of them on a team together in a story, that's a dream.
Another fine piece of work by our dear colleague, I'm afraid.
Dottore.
What in the world has been going on in Nod-Krai?
And again, I understand that it's based on your own situations, but factually so. There's no debating this. Dottore's actions have put other Fatui members in danger. To me, if the Fatui member, somehow, I know he knows they probably wouldn't die in the sequence, but let's say somehow they did die in this sequence. This 100% does affect the Tsaritsa. If 3 Fatui harbingers died here, let's say them two died, and then they killed Sandrone, and then somehow killed the Damslet as well. Not that the Damslet doesn't count, I guess, but let's say all 3 of them died somehow. It is a situation here where the Tories influence affected the Tsaritsa's influence on the world?
A lot. But long story short, Dottore stole 2 moon marrows that should have belonged to Columbina, then built a 3rd moon marrow of his
Great shot as
own
well.
to concentrate the Tri-Lunar Authority in his hands.
What? What do you mean he built a moon marrow? People build roads
Oh,
and houses,
Jack.
not moon marrows. What's his next DIY project? He's gonna build a god?
Did you not know he tried to do that? Did they not know that? Did you not know he tried to do that in Sumeru? He did try to do that. But again, to have Tartaglia be like what? What do you mean? I think is also very good because I think Tartaglia can sometimes be seen as a character who has like no feelings and no emotions. He is a very tunnel vision character, but even he's kind of like, what the hell are you talking about?
You could stand to be less surprised. We are harbingers. The work we are engaged in makes the creation of gods seem mundane by comparison.
Yeah, but I think it's good that Tartaglia is surprised though, because it showcases again that like this stuff is still like crazy. And Tartaglia obviously isn't on the same level of power that Arlecchino is or Dottore is.
I tell everyone who asks that you once crossed swords with Rex Lapis while serving as a key supporter for Rosaline's plan. But right now, you're acting like a common adventurer.
I see what she's saying. Like he did try to fight with a god and, you know, nearly destroyed all of Liyue. But still, I still think it grounds Tartaglia so much because I always see him as like different from the other harbingers because he's so like, he's crazy and he's unrelatable in that sense and his tunnel vision and the way he acts sometimes. But he's also just like, to me, at his heart and his core, like this weird sweetheart that is relatable.
Thanks for speaking up for me. Those 2 really took me for a ride back there.
Yeah, 100%.
Then again, surely no common adventurer would manage to get tangled up with them the way I did. That's gotta count in my favor, right?
I love that you still have like some innocence, Tartaglia, 100%.
It almost sounds like you wish to repeat the experience. I might have to lower my opinion of
What
you.
if I try to destroy Liyue again?
No. I'll stop talking. Please, go on.
For Tartaglia to get nervous around someone as well, it shows the influence of Arlecchino as well, right? He's so pretty here.
Dottore is currently still experimenting with his newfound power in ways that continue to corrode the outside world. As for the human mutation, I believe this is simply a consequence of his experiments, and not a strategic move.
So this is not him doing it directly. Okay. So that would explain it then, because my whole thing was like, if one of these mutations killed one of the harbingers, this would go against Tsaritsa. So you can't really use that because, again, it's not an intention, I guess, but still it is something that he is causing.
That radiant beast was once a subordinate of Sandrone's. I suspect he was only allowed to live so that he could become an experimental subject.
Jesus Christ, the way he plays with human lives like this.
Also, those of us who fought Dottore have been afflicted with a curse. As such, I cannot leave Nod-Krai.
So is that... So we might turn into a beast like that if these characters leave?
This is so much worse than I thought. No wonder Her Majesty's decree is so extreme.
Yeah, jumping into action right away.
While these exceptional circumstances persist, the Harbingers are hereby authorized to use unilateral executive powers.
Oh.
Should Dottore pose a threat, Arlecchino and
There you go.
Sandrone are permitted to eliminate him.
There you go. And this is what I said from what I expected was that again, if he is someone who is posing a threat, if he's trying to kill us or these members, or if he's going to damage the two harbingers, it makes perfect sense. When I thought the order that I thought he was talking about was like to evacuate, but he means this order as well, and this is why he said that Sandrone would love this order because he knows that she hates him. Yeah, this is all I wanted, and I know like it might come to the conclusion in the end where she's like, oh, like he hasn't really been a traitor. But I love that Tsaritsa is doing something that makes sense to me, which is like, if you see him as a threat, if he poses a threat, kill him, you know? Because he has been. And I said that last time in the other acts too. He has been posing a threat. He has been doing this dastardly stuff all this time. He's disobeyed the Tsaritsa multiple times.
My thanks to Her Majesty. I will pass these good tidings on to Sandrone.
Yeah, they've been given the order, basically, if he poses a threat, eliminate him. And I would say, to me personally, my personal view, if the side effect of his powers is creating creatures that are attacking harbingers, then to me, elimination is totally 100% okay. If he cursed a couple of harbingers to the point that they will turn into these beasts if they leave this land, that is also hindering any things that Tsaritsa would want to order these guys to do. That is a threat. The knave, I think, has a right to kill him.
Her Majesty has also declared that she will refrain from launching an attack on the now evacuated Nod-Krai due to the presence of unretrieved research material.
So she doesn't want to do a direct attack?
A wise decision.
By the way, how's my old partner doing? I'm assuming they're with you?
Your old partner?
Partner? You mean the Traveler?
Oh, yeah, of course. Again, he loves him to pieces.
I'm afraid I have bad news. He was captured after our failed assault in Dottore's lab. His whereabouts are
Tartaglia gonna
currently
respond?
unknown.
What?
Oh.
Why? Since when does Dottore have a bone to pick with him?
child. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, he adores the Traveler. As I said it many, many times, like, if the Traveler went to Child and said, like, someone pinched me the other day, can you help me out? He would kill them. Someone interrupted his conversation with the Traveler and he bet the living crap out of them. Like, and he would do it again. Do you see his reaction was so sudden? You know?
That is indeed the question. I'm not sure he does. He must have some other goal in
Yeah,
mind.
100%.
This won't do. I have to rescue him.
See what I mean? Like, right away, the tunnel vision just jumps right into I have to save him.
You can't. We have no idea where the Traveler
But that's
is.
Tartaglia. Even not knowing where he was, he started to walk.
What am I supposed to do then? Stand here twiddling my thumbs?
Oh, Tartaglia. I knew I could count on you to be like this. I knew I could. Of course he cares. He cares so much about the Traveler.
Sandrone is working on it. The best thing you can do right now is complete your
Yeah.
mission.
Legitimately though, like, it's like I know you could say he just walked off to like gather his bearings, but again, as I said in the past, Tartaglia is the type of character who, if he was on trial in a court case and he saw the Traveler in the crowd, he would just be like, oh hey, and jump out of the stands and walk down and sit beside him and talk to him. He's that type of character, and he's always been that type of character. You know what I mean? Like, it's not surprising to me. Again, there's a little bit of a mind of like, if like you know, is Tartaglia going to be like, oh well, I'm sure he can get out of there alive? No, Tartaglia right away is like, I gotta help him, I gotta save him. He adores the Traveler, and I'm gonna say this right now as well. It's one of the few people that doesn't judge him, that doesn't say anything bad about him, that literally whenever he's with the Traveler, he just has like these nice casual conversations that has to mean something to him. It's his best friend. It's his partner.
Fine. I guess I'll leave this to you then.
Like, Tartaglia is someone who genuinely, and I don't think he's a bad person. He's complicated. He's a person that generally doesn't have feelings towards people's lives the way that we might. He generally doesn't look at people and go like, oh, I want to protect this life in the way that we do. He doesn't look at ordinary people that he doesn't know as a way to be like, I don't want to hurt this person. If they stand in his way, he doesn't see people as humans. He will just literally destroy them. He doesn't have a value on human life. He has a value on things that matter to him. He doesn't see the Traveler as someone he wants to protect because he loves humans. He sees the Traveler as someone he wants to protect because he loves the Traveler. Not because he's a human, not because he has these moral systems in place. He adores the Traveler as an individual.
One last thing. Tell the Rooster to get the message
Oh,
out
Mr.
to
Pringle?
the gods and citizens of every nation in Tevat. Beware. An uncontrollable pollution is spreading forth from Nod-Krai. The source of that pollution is a
There it is.
madman drunk on the success of his experiments. The Fatui and our allies will endeavor to contain the threat.
Again, this is why I think if the Tsaritsa is true about her orders, this is a threat. Cursing the other two harbingers is a threat. He should be eliminated. The order is out there. And even if like and I think it'd be so like, you know, it'd be very like political if like they did eliminate him right now and they were like, well, you didn't die and you weren't actually threatened. But to me, like in life, if someone said to you, if you step outside of this line here, if you go past that lamppost, I'm going to shoot you. I see that as a threat to me. I see that as posed as a threat, right? And in this case, if you pass that lamppost, you will be cursed and turned into an animal. That's a threat to me. And yeah, if Tsaritsa comes back and goes, I don't think you were under threat, you're going to be punished for hurting Tartaglia, then I think that her rule is kind of bogus in a way. I would go against that.
However, if Nod-Krai falls, things are likely to escalate. Considering Dottore is one of our own, all Fatui stationed in Nod-Krai consider it our duty to stay and fight him to the bitter end. Whatever
I love
the
that honor.
cost.
Because there's, again, as we said, there's some Fatui who deserve to just be punished. The ones who, like, remember, tortured Jet, who wanted to torture Jet. I don't care. And people, well, they're under orders. I don't care. If someone says to you, torture this young gal, and you go, well, I guess it's orders. No, I would rather freaking die. And you guys would too. Don't even like 100%, you know? But there's also FTUE members out there that are really honorable, that would like literally like fight for you and fight with you if it meant. And now that they know that this is technically, it's our problem. It's a problem that our organization caused. They feel an honor bound to like stop this.
Hey, don't be too pessimistic. If it comes to it, I'm sure Her Majesty won't stand by and do nothing.
I still have respect for the Tsaritsa. I know she could do something.
I hope you're right.
Yeah. Look at that, man. It's like the thing is in Vegas, you know, the big ball. Really great scene. Love seeing Tartaglia again, huh? Weird transition. Look at that, man. It does look so invasive,
right
all these
on
two. You know what I mean? It's very invasive. It looks like it's not supposed to be there for sure.
Thanks. Hey, do you think I'll get that gliding exam exemption?
Priorities, but I love it. You know what I mean? Like, of course he's thinking about this. Why wouldn't you think about this? This is something that's very important to him, and it's very sweet. That scene with Tartaglia was amazing with Arlecchino, because not only do you see that like he like reacts very different around Arlecchino to the point that he's kind of like very nervous around her. We also get to see him kind of like be very not just nervous, but very like different, right? He usually has so much confidence because he has a tunnel vision. He sees everything very like in one line. I got to do this, I got to do that. He's the type of person that like, you know, when he's like, if you were at a party with him and he's like, he gets an idea that he has to go find food, you know, he won't say anything to anyone. He'll just stand up and walk out the front door, and he'll be back in like 3 hours and be like, hey guys. It's like, well, why didn't you say anything? I was just getting food. You know, he's that type of person. So in this case, for him to be stopped in his tracks a little bit, I feel like there was a lot of respect there for Arlecchino, and also he knows how powerful she is, and he knows, you know, and I think there was a respect for power sometimes in that case too. And also he is very impressionable sometimes also, but also you saw the love he has for the Traveler, and I wasn't surprised. I loved it because I expected this 100%, and I've said this since the beginning, and you all seen it too. If the Traveler's in trouble, that's his buddy. That's his best friend, right? 100%.
I made sure I was on my best behavior in Mondstadt. I landed well outside the city and walked in through the gates.
Oh, well done. Okay. He's like, I could have floated. That's very sweet.
I'll help you apply. Don't worry.
Oh.
For now, let's see what we have here.
Such a beautiful brotherly love thing, I guess, in a way.
What are the Doctor's energy fields even made from? The usual attract and repel principles that govern Kuvaki don't seem to apply to them.
So it doesn't really work that way?
They are very mysterious, but ultimately, they appear to be comprised of energies from the 3 realms. Thanks to research by Master in the Hexen Circle, we know that Tevat's 7 elements are derived from the more primordial power of the Light Realm, which is antagonistic with the power of the Void Realm.
So is that what the Marionette was talking about before? The idea of nil versus the void versus light. Light in the darkness. The light realm is like the... So the 7 elements are derived from the primordial power of the light realm. And the void realm is the opposite. Nil versus light, maybe. Maybe?
Since you have the power of the Dragon Durin within you, I'm sure you can already tell that this energy field contains no abyssal energy.
Okay. And he's saying that, like, again, calling towards... I love that, again, they utilizes the abyssal power of Durin in a way that's, like, very respectful of him, but also, like, it makes a lot of sense.
That's true. It's not abyssal energy. It's something pure, wild, and untamed.
I've been thinking about something. Do you still remember the device that Dory supplied from the Academia when you and Miss Columbina fought Rarier? That was one of the most marvelous feats of ingenuity I've ever seen. The design, the craftsmanship, the material selection. I couldn't fault any of it.
So that was the thing from the last quest, right?
Not to mention the operating principles. Surely the most ingenious feature of all. Dory didn't go into detail on how it functions, but I have a working theory.
Yeah?
The clue was that Miss Columbina was somehow able to use the pyro energy that you provided, despite the fact that, as a moon goddess, she should only be able to use light realm energy in principle.
So... Hold on. So because of that device, she was able to use that energy. She was able to somehow use the pyro energy that Durin had, is what we're saying.
Now, all elemental energy is, of course, derived from light realm energy to begin with. Hence, I suspect that the device works by restoring elemental energy to its original state.
Okay.
This presumes a theoretical model of the 7 elements akin to that of light refracted through a prism. Perhaps it is no mere analogy. Maybe there is indeed a prism in this model.
Wait, so he's I know like the idea of prisms, and like we've seen that in like, you know, art and stuff as well, and also like in just like in science stuff as well, right? All elemental energy is of course derived from the light realm. I expect the device works by restoring elemental energy to its original state. So is it like a thing where since it works like a prism, it's like it restores it to its original form of energy and maybe then shoots out like different types of energy, so it can distribute any type of energy?
I almost wonder if the idea for the device was conceived based on direct observations of said prism. It would explain how such an ironclad design concept was achieved.
Okay.
It is at once a masterwork of engineering and a groundbreaking application of the Academia's latest elemental theories.
Is that Vaughn? Is that Vaughn in the distance?
I suspect only Lesser Lord Kusanali herself could have devised such an ambitious
So it's
technology.
directly from her. So I wonder if it is like that's what it is. It restores the elemental energy to its like original form and then refracts. It can refract any form of elemental energy that's present. So in this case, it refracted Durin's pyro power.
But back to the energy field before us. If this is pure light realm energy, its relation to elemental energy is one of integration versus division. Or you could say that the former contains the latter.
So if this whole thing that he's created is light realm energy, so it's not about the integration of, it's not about the division of character of separating powers, it's about putting them into one form? Or that the integration sorry guys, the integration like contains division?
Could this mean that elemental energy can dilute the power of the light realm?
I don't know, Albedo, you're gonna have to tell me.
Should we give it a try?
So they're saying if they use elemental energy now, it could dilute the power of this field?
We should.
He goes right for it. Did it do anything?
It works!
Okay.
Clear signs of disruption were detected at the periphery of the energy field. This indicates that elemental energy can disturb or even negate the field.
So, again, I'm gonna keep looking back into stuff. I'm not gonna be apologizing for it, but so if the energy field that we're looking at right now is to do with the idea of like light realm power, all energy is, of course, derived from light realm power. If this energy field is pure light realm energy, and it can, its relation to elemental energy is one of integration versus division. So somehow an elemental energy can like change it or like dilute it or affect it. Is that because like it? Sorry guys, I'm just like this episode is killing me. Not in a bad way. It's just like I feel like it's really I'm getting cooked. Maybe I'm trying to like understand this better. Because I'm thinking what they're saying that like here, we'll look even back here. We know that 7 elements are derived from primordial light realms, so we know this. Since we have the power of the dragon Durin within you, you can tell it's not abyssal energy. It's something pure, wild, and untamed, so pure light realm energy. And the device that was given to us to stop her rear was perfect. It took Durin's power and let Columbina use pyro? It doesn't have to be during this power, but let her use pyro. So does this device, since it's like... Does it create that prism? Did it like... Again, I'm thinking this device like let her use the pyro energy somehow. Maybe? Yeah. It was a direct observation of that prism that can refract all these energies and colors, I guess. And that's what let her use pyro abilities. The energy field... this is what I don't understand completely. It says integration versus division. Integration would mean that the, like... It integrates all elemental energies in one. Maybe, like, that's where light element energies come from versus division. But you said that the former contains the latter. So it does have integration of elemental energy, but also can have division. So does that mean if just we use elemental energy in this light realm thing, it could dilute it and could divide it? So this indicates the elemental energy can disturb or even negate the field. So that's all we need to know, I guess. The elemental energy can disturb this field.
Now you try.
I'm just like trying to get a better feel for this because a lot of information here, of course.
All right, here goes.
A lot of information. So it's actually doing something.
Switch to abyssal energy and attack again.
Let's see how this works as well.
No surprises there. Abyssal power drains the energy field to a significantly greater extent.
Okay.
I now feel confident in asserting that the energy field is indeed pure light realm energy, and that elemental energy can dilute it.
And he's a smiling, there's a little bit of a smirk there. So that's what we need to know. That it's pure light realm energy where all elemental energy comes from, and then elemental energy can dilute it.
But the energy field is huge. How much elemental energy will it take to neutralize it?
A lot, right? Because we only made a crack here.
We don't have to neutralize it completely. We can try other approaches.
Like what?
That's all for theory. Would you like to continue watching?
He's like, oh, yeah, because you're going to do the theory in practice?
So you knew I was here.
Oh, he was talking to Vaughn. That was really well done how they showed them at the distance as well.
Huh? When did you get here?
He was following you.
A while ago. But Albedo sounded like he was working on his thesis defense back there. Back in Sumeru. You can end a person's whole career by interrupting them mid-speech.
Yeah? Okay, so he's saying that like if you interrupt them, they could like maybe start failing or talking improperly. I just know that like when I was doing my dissertation presentation in college, I actually did very well, believe it or not. They told me that like I was a really good talker. They said like you're really good at like expressing yourself and stuff, I guess, and like I'm not saying I'm good at that now, but like being a yapper probably helped, you know what I mean? But like I saw so many times that even the college professors who would ask questions, they would legitimately like try to throw you off your game a bit. So during your presentation, they might be like, excuse me, so why do you think this is the case then? You know? And for me, I did my whole thing on like this, the feminization of madness and stuff like this as well. And how like, you know, a lot of like old plays would like, for some reason would make like women always be mad. And they would have like this thing where they would like, I actually found out there was actually medical documents from the time that like backed up why that like they thought they would like, disproportionately make women go to mental institutions and hospitals for small reasons versus making men go because they wanted to get rid of them sometimes. And like it really is this thing where like you have to like negate any questions as soon as possible because they can throw you off your game. So in this sense, I wonder if it's kind of like it's way more cutthroat here, because I know like when I was watching other people, like, when they ask questions, they would like literally like be flustered and be like, oh god, you know, oh god. And again, it can be so flustering. But I wonder in the academia, because they value this so much and so cutthroat, that one interruption that ruins your whole flow could like end your career.
Very thoughtful of you. I'm truly
Possibly.
touched. Could I ask you to lend me a hand?
He's like, thanks, buddy.
With what?
This team.
A little test. Try using Anima to unleash a concentrated assault with circular blades, with the goal of breaking through at a singular point.
Or trying to break into the light realm field as well. And again, his stuff is very direct and very cutting already. Look at the size of that.
Nice! This time it tore through the
Because
field.
yeah, I wonder if it is because his abilities are so direct and so cutting already.
Tremendous. This is a major breakthrough.
He's so excited.
Should we go through?
We probably shouldn't risk having mutually antagonistic energies in such close proximity. Durin, you stay here and watch the entrance. Hat Guy and I will go in to investigate.
I love he's just known as Hat Guy now, but Hat Guy and Albedo? Vaughn and Albedo together?
Sounds sensible to me. Keep your eyes peeled,
Man,
Durin.
imagine having 2 older brothers like this. You know what I mean? That are here to help you at every second.
Don't worry, I got this. You two be careful in there. Just give me the signal if you need help, and I'll dive right in.
I know you would. I know you would.
What do you mean? Signal?
Oh, they have a special signal?
It's based on a new alchemical concoction I developed last month. When 2 bottles of it are smashed on the ground together, they emit a blinding burst of light.
Okay.
If it comes to that, remember to shield your eyes with your hat.
So, the signal is going to be this burst of gigantic light.
Glad I asked. Thanks for the heads up.
I love how, like, you know, like conversations with Vaughn over time have gotten way more gentle and nice. You know what I mean? When they used to be so aggressive all the time. And even like him referencing like dissertation presentations in the academia is so sweet too, because you know he's getting so involved in stuff. He's done so much research. He's finished up books. It's really cool that they've integrated the story so heavily in the past few months. I love it. Wait. Are we actually going in? Like, no joke, we're going in. I mean, sure. And we're playing as Albedo and Vaughn as well. This is a crazy turn of events, it really is. I guess we're going into the life field. Is it going to be a domain? I wonder what all of this is a domain in a way.
Beyond a certain distance, we can't see the opening where we came in. Maybe that's to prevent people from escaping.
Yeah, cause it just looks normal.
Sounds like Dottore's style to me.
While hiding something in plain sight?
Not much has changed. Things are basically the same here as they were before the energy field appeared.
Wait, they want us to go back here? Or is this just if they want us to exit? Is it? No, I wouldn't. It says enter the energy field. So I'm guessing up here. Yeah, it's up here. Yeah, Dottore hiding stuff in plain sight. And again, that the way to make people stay in one place is to make them feel there's no danger. It's like setting a fire and then like, I don't know, making it feel, wait, is there people lying on the ground? Well, that's another reason why they maybe don't want to escape. And there's like a lot of creatures lying beside them as well.
They have no heartbeats and they're not breathing.
Jesus.
We can only assume they're dead. But there are no visible wounds.
So how do they die?
Also, there's an animal squatting next to each body.
Yeah, that's very interesting to me as well. It's like feels unusual, right?
It's watching us. That's not an animal's gaze.
What? Like it's direct?
What are you trying to tell us?
Like it doesn't seem like it's trying to like it's not any trickery happening here, I should say.
Doesn't seem eager to talk. I guess maybe it's just an animal after all.
But you've noticed something, Vaughn. You noticed something about the way it was looking at you. That's the thing.
Let's keep looking around.
And that's the very like interesting thing about it. These animals, like, it's a very strange thing to have an animal per person, right? You know? Like, and if this is something that is unusual to you, like, I would be totally okay with like exploring it more, because like even here, like there's an animal per person, no matter what the person is or who the person is. It's such a strange feeling. Right?
Same situation everywhere. Not a living soul in sight. Just countless bodies with animals standing watch over them.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can safely rule out the possibility that they're all pets.
Yeah, it's very unusual. It's very unusual, very direct, and seems very purposeful.
Is skirting around the topic your way of showing consideration for other people's feelings?
Just being cautious. I don't doubt that you can handle the truth.
So what is the truth? I wonder what is the truth of this. Again, it's very like, it's something we've never seen before, so obviously it's something that's very like instantly unusual and instantly scary, right? It's something that makes you so nervous because it's so out of place. We don't see this stuff at all. And then like even like Durin just standing there, because he can't see us but we can see him. It's a very unnerving, unusual place. It really is. It feels strange. Oh, I thought we were going back here. I just saw the thing in the distance again. I've done that before. And we'll do it again. I will do it again. Yeah, I don't... Wait, did I not go up here again? Oh, it's this way. Okay. My bad. Because it's like, are we exiting? Are we leaving already?
Careful.
There you go.
Please. Help us.
Wait, what?
Please.
Over there. I hear a voice.
There's something happening here? What? Someone's still alive.
Please. Help us. Please.
Oh, Lord.
What happened here?
I don't know. Suddenly, everyone collapsed.
Is that the animal talking?
And my line of sight got lower.
Wait, did like all the... Did the humans turn into animals here?
I still have some of my senses left. I gotta get out of the fear.
This is so unusual. Oh my god.
It looks like there's a huge experiment going on inside this energy field.
100%.
Maybe each energy field is its own giant experiment.
That's insane.
Vile.
So is this turning like humans or putting humans like consciousness into animals or something?
He's swapping human minds with those of animals.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
Even without the other circumstances, this would be an extremely radical experiment.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible stuff.
Those people may have lost their sense of selves, but they are not fully animals either.
Yeah.
If they were, they would have left. But instead, their instincts are driving them to remain by their dead bodies.
That is so insane. The visual of this. Because at first I thought it was like this thing where the animals were like protecting the humans, that they noticed something bad was happening in the world. But they're literally standing over their own bodies. Like, how depressingly sad is that?
We should go. No sense in sticking around here longer than we need to.
Honestly, I want you guys to get out of here as soon as possible.
Agreed.
Yeah. I mean, this is why, like, Dottore's whole thing, his whole passion is experimentations that harm other people. Because, again, he doesn't care what happens to other people. And this is why I stand by what I've said 1,001 times over. If Dottore, if it was an experiment to be had, this is already, by the way, like a slaughter. I don't care what anyone says. You can say, no, they're still alive, they're in the consciousness of an animal. This is still an attempt at taking someone's consciousness away. Right? Dottore, if needs be, if tomorrow he found out that the experiment he had to do was kill every person in a village, murder every single individual in one village, Dottore would do it without a second thought. This is why he's the most dangerous villain we've ever had in this game. There's no chance of like reconciliation. He's terrifying.
Ah, you're back. Everything okay?
And then the cheery Durin as we get out of here.
We saw some things that take a strong stomach. Otherwise, we're fine.
And even Vaughn, Vaughn, again, I shouldn't say even Vaughn, because Vaughn is like, he's a good person and he has a good heart and he understands the weight of like all the like this type of turmoil now, especially, post manipulation,
We should share our findings with the others.
Yep. So there's an experiment going on in every field. If this is a horrible experiment, what's happening in the other ones? Through the Dodoko. Absolutely disgusting.
Yes? Who is it?
Miss Nefer, it's me, Albedo. We found a way to break through the energy fields. With enough control, it's possible to tear them open using elemental energy. Also, we managed to take a look inside. Dottore is carrying out his cruel experiments on an immense scale. Any residents who have failed to evacuate in time will likely meet a grisly end.
And that's what's so crazy about this. They have to get those evacuations going. God, they even started that because even some people are getting caught in it. So as he said, we learned from this that you can break the energy field in some way, but also that in each energy field there's experiments happening.
Sounds like he's living down to our expectations.
That's a great way to put it. 100%.
Might I ask how things are proceeding on your end?
He's even worse than we expected.
I'm just about to get started. I'll be in touch once I have a result.
Understood. Stay safe.
And that's the thing, everyone has to stay safe right now. This is a situation that's unprecedented. Even in Genshin, like we've had some horrible stuff happen in Genshin, but an individual causing this much havoc, this much fear, this much uncertainty, it's never happened. And I know people are going to call back to like certain situations where like individuals did some really crazy stuff. There's never been this level of uncertainty and fear.
I will.
By one person. Because the Abyss was a slaughter on a grand scale, but it wasn't one individual.
What makes you think I'd need you to do that?
Are you going to link up with her now?
I'll need it. And considering the way you approach certain matters, I think you'll be better off with me present.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I think it's she's thinking about this now. Maybe to meet up with her as well. That book for the Traveler's Book.
Entering simulation mode.
Oh.
A vast wasteland. Is this the Traveler's inner world?
Wait, this is where he was last time, right? When we saw him sitting down with Lumine. Right? Yeah.
I was expecting something more vibrant, to be honest.
I think this is really pretty.
Wait, someone's there.
So she can see this now. Is he still trapped here? Did Dottore trap him here? Or is this just him trapped in his wishes? Something he wants?
What are you looking at?
Oh, Lord.
In that case, I'll look at it with you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I want to know all about everything you've seen and experienced.
And that's what he wants. Right? And Dottore wasn't wrong with this. Again, I was like kind of like being presumptuous in a lot of situations, but like I forgot that like, yeah, the whole goal of the situation has been to find Lumine. And even I said it from the start, right? I've said it since the beginning, like that the goal was to find Lumine. Even if we changed goals and have different sub-goals, the goal has always been one thing. So of course Dottore playing on this is actually very smart of him.
Is there somewhere I should return to? Or should I stay here and be the hero everyone says I am?
The way he phrased this, the way a hero everyone says I am, is he having doubts about his own heroism?
I don't dislike my current life. Roaming the land, fighting battles, accomplishing missions, earning a living, looking after Paimon.
Oh.
It's not so bad.
It's not a bad life.
I guess the only thing that's missing is that you're not here with me.
And that's a huge deal. That's a huge deal for him.
This is the conscious layer, which contains a person's true feelings. It is filled with both longing and kindness.
Interesting. So it is a world of his true feelings, and we know here again, like the Traveler sitting here and talking to Lumine in his mind, and then his conscious layer, she says, isn't so surprising again, because this has been his goal since the beginning.
I suppose anyone who lives long enough ends up wishing for someone who can't be there. Maybe it's the only way we can feel truly alive.
We all long for something, right? There's something that keeps us going. There's something that we all want. And in this case, it's like, you know, the idea of someone who you want to be there but can't be there. In a way, I think it's a way to keep you going, but also can be very debilitating, in my opinion. So she was able to check this out from her mind powers given to her by the Ibis King.
Time to delve a little deeper.
Yeah? How deep? How deep we thinking? Never, how deep we thinking? It's saved there,
Town is hardly the optimal choice
Here
for
we
a
go.
place to live.
Oh God.
But it has character and a reasonable population density.
So wait, is this what the world... Is this him still, like, lecturing us?
What are you trying to say?
Oh, don't be nervous. I was just thinking where might make a good starting point for your journey.
A starting point?
Perhaps I should send you further afield. Conria, perhaps.
Wait, has he gone in full manipulation mode here?
Conria ceased to exist long ago.
500 years.
Once again, you fail to understand the possibilities that the Tri-Lune creates.
Jesus Christ.
Anything that has existed in the past, I can now recreate.
I mean, we saw the way he was able to shift the world around all this time. Does he think he has a hold on the Traveler now ever since he said the stuff about his sister? Is this what's actually happening? Could it be possible?
You simply do not wish to see that happen. That might be because you miss your sibling and fear getting answers that you are not ready to learn. But this is not for me to judge.
Do you think there's like, again, stuff in the Traveler's mind that could be that? The idea of like, the possibility. And I think this actually isn't exactly wrong in some ways, but the idea of a possibility of like, I want answers, but what could the answers be? You know what I mean? I don't think that's entirely wrong. I think we've seen the type of stuff before where it's kind of been like, you know, the idea of you can't handle the truth, or we don't want to handle the truth. Yes, we want answers, but can we truly handle what it's gonna, you know, what the answer is gonna be, I should say.
If we are to collaborate, we need to maintain an amicable relationship. In a moment, you will be able to...
What does he notice? Does he notice Nefer? Oh my freaking god. Oh my god. He noticed Nefer. It's kind of like the way remember Rear was able to spot her at 1.2. But he did it like by looking through the Traveler's eyes. Oh god.
What are you...
He knows Nefer is there. He knows Nefer is there. This is absolutely terrifying.
What are you gonna do?
Don't move.
Don't move?
Something unwanted has crept into... Oh? Gone as quickly as it came.
She left as soon as possible. The fact that Dottore could detect that. Magic that is used by the Ibis King. They did it in such like a horror movie style as well. And to have her like this as well. It shows that there is limits to her powers, of course, but also like how powerful Dottore is. He was able to detect it just with one like feeling.
Did you save me?
Who?
If I hadn't cut the connection, Dottore might
Nicole.
have caught you from the other side and destroyed you.
So again, what's one thing that can even like come close to maybe like helping out in this against the Triloon, a Hexen Circle member? Not that he'd be able to fight the Triloon, but you know what I mean. Jesus Christ, that was a terrifying scene.
This was a good idea, but once is plenty. You were exceptionally brave. Excellent work.
But what she got here was an idea of where the Traveler is and where he is with Dottore. Like actually very, very smart of Nefer.
Thanks, but now's not the time for that.
Albedo speaking.
I think I know where he is.
Oh my god.
What
It's
is
like a
this
freaking
endless
movie.
darkness?
It's like, this is like the Genshin movie in between like seasons or something. What is this endless darkness?
I can't see anything, even though my eyes are wide open. But why?
That's again, terrifying.
What happened?
Ah, sorry about
It's just sorry about that. He had to probably like he probably tried to grab Nefer right then and there. So everything like, you know, it was a combination of Nicole probably pulling out Nefer and him trying to stop Nefer at the same time too. It was in the middle of it was the Traveler.
I take it you didn't notice. Just now, a friend of yours took a little peek into your mind.
And now he knows where you are.
Could it be Nefer?
Yes.
How did she do it? Did she use something as a medium to connect to me?
The book that Paimon left behind.
Do you think she's aware of your current circumstances? Oh dear. Have I stunned you into silence? I only wanted to slow down your time a little so I could stop your intruder in her tracks. It would have been nice to capture the spy.
I love the way he's saying like, stop your intruder. The Traveler is probably welcoming Nefer to intrude.
I must say, I'm finding the ability to adjust the flow of time rather intriguing. The moment you closed your eyes, time seemed to grow impossibly viscous, didn't it?
What do you mean?
A whole month. passed before you opened your eyes again. But only for you. No one else was affected.
What?
I dare say this is something only a god can achieve.
Is that to do with being a descender again? And a god can achieve the idea that when he closed his eyes, a month passed just for the traveler, but not for anyone else. How?
Point taken. You've proven once again that you have god-tier powers.
Is he saying that he did it for the traveler, that he did it himself?
Oh, you misunderstand. This wasn't about proving a point. I was testing things out. I find I learn best by doing, and I have to admit, time is not the easiest dimension to control.
Jesus freaking Christ. To be able to control time in any form is insane. And of course, it goes back to the Dottore like hating the shades and hating their powers, right?
I only wanted to make you sleep for a short while, but it ended up lasting a whole month. Clearly some finesse is required to wield the authority over time as I wish.
I love he's acting as if like, you know, we're gonna be like, man, you failed in your task here.
I hope you're not angry with me. It was only a month's discrepancy, nothing too serious. Had I been off by a year, a decade, or even a century, that would have been quite a different
And again,
story.
he doesn't care about this idea of a month because that time means nothing to him because, again, he spends countless times just fulfilling his own wishes. And he doesn't care about other people to the point that, again, you wouldn't care about missing out on a month. If someone missed out a month for me, I'd be so upset. I'd be so upset.
You could have frozen me for millions of years. So much for collaboration.
Exactly.
You aren't showing much sincerity.
Yeah, throwing his weight around. He's throwing his weight around. 100%.
Millions of years? To what end?
But he's saying what you could have done. It's not a collaboration if you're forcing him to do stuff and forcing him into a sleep. That's not collaboration.
I wonder if you don't understand humans all that well. They are very pragmatic creatures who understand only that which they can perceive with their senses. If I had you sit here for a week, I imagine people might sympathize. But if I left you here for 100, 1,000, or 10,000 years...
His voice actor's so good, it's crazy.
The sheer size of that number would cause it to lose all meaning to them. They would not have the capacity
This is
to
wrong.
comprehend your suffering.
This
and
is wrong.
thus, they could not empathize.
I'm saying this right now, and again, this comes from Dottore's arrogance, and I think he doesn't understand humans as much as you think he does. I know someone's going to say no Calvin's because people can't feel what it's like to be trapped somewhere for 1,000 years, but they know what it's like to lose a week to like being trapped somewhere emotionally. If you told someone right now, and I'm saying this for you, take someone you care about. If you were told that your sister, brother, mother, grandmother is about to be trapped in a place for 1,000 years, you're telling me that they couldn't empathize? Yes, they couldn't know exactly how it feels, but it wouldn't lose all meaning to them. I think Dottore looks at things too analytically. You know what I mean? Again, that's part of his character. We know we can prove this wrong factually for ourselves. If I take this right now, if someone told you right now that Calvin's about to be trapped in a coma for 1,000 years, are you telling me that, and again, I'm pointing at you guys now, and I'm using me as an example so you guys have to answer. But like, would you guys not be like, Jesus fucking Christ, man, that's horrible? And every day you're reminded of the channel and you go, man, Calvin's son, like, that's horrible. This idea that people can't, that would lose meaning to them, I think is wrong. People can comprehend the suffering, because you know what you do, the way you comprehend suffering like that? It's the same thing with like saying like, oh, someone can't comprehend what it's like to be stabbed. Yes, we don't know what it feels like to be stabbed, most of us, but we know what it feels like to get a paper cut. And if a paper cut hurts that much, if a pin or a thumbtack stabbing you hurts that much, we can amplify that in our mind to be like, oh my God, I know what it feels like to have something pierce your skin. Can you imagine something that dangerous intentionally piercing your skin? I think Dottore weighs too much heavily on the idea that like experience and this thing is the only thing that makes you empathize with something. When I think, you know, the ability to empathize with people doesn't just come from personal experience. That's my take.
Unfortunately, while gods do
That's my
exist into
perspective.
that, it is ordinary humans that account for most of the population.
Yeah. And you don't appreciate them. And your lack of appreciation for them will lead to a lack of understanding, in my opinion.
Their lifespans are so limited, their bodies so fragile. Did you ever really hope that they could begin to understand someone like you?
They do. They do. Again, you have such a limited view of the world.
Your long life and unique origins make you fundamentally different from them. How long will it be before they start to treat
buy
you
into
like
this.
the alien you are? before you are ostracized.
Don't believe this. Because guess what? Because here's the thing, right? Durin is something that is nothing like in this world, and look how well he's treated by the people of Mondstadt, right? We are well known to be nothing like anything in this world. And everywhere we go, we have home. All we can do is base the world on what we have. And if you want to get scientific about it, you have to base everything on evidence. And the evidence that we have so far in this world is that every single time we go to a place, we create a new home. And everyone loves us. That's all we have. That's the evidence we have. What Dottore is talking about is a hypothetical situation. That's what he's talking about. He's not talking about anything concrete. We have concrete evidence that we are treated well wherever we go. Do not buy into this.
Alien?
Do not buy into this.
Even I feel bad for you sometimes. This world has made you into a slave.
No.
So many times you have served its will, and not once have the powers that be ever thought to grant you the one simple thing you wish for.
I now see his powers of manipulation and how he manipulated Vaughn as well. Here's the thing. He's relating it again to something that it's not. We did all those things. At least from my perspective. We saved Fontaine for the people in Fontaine. The people that we love. We helped in Sumeru for the people that we love there. We helped in Azuma because it was the right thing to do, and we grew to love the people there as well. We saved the people in Liyue Harbor because of the people. When you start getting to the idea of like you helping the world and the will of the world, you're a slave to the world. Again, that's a very Dottore way of thinking. Every single thing we have done is to save people in this world. The people that have appreciated us. Every single solitary place we go, factually so, this isn't an opinion. Everywhere we go, no matter what region we go to, I could travel to any region right now and every single individual would be happy to see us. We're famous the world over because people love us.
You have been treated most unfairly.
Again, you're looking at it from the perspective of how the world is treating us, how it hasn't granted us anything. But we haven't done anything for the world as an entity. We've done things for the people. And they've tried their best over and over again to help us.
I can change that. I will grant you special privileges and give you back the status you rightly deserve as a descender.
Traveler. Again, they're showing his powers of manipulation, how good he is at this type of stuff. I actually think it's really well done in a way.
I've entered the past 3 times at this point, but I still have so many questions.
Dottore again is looking at it from the perspective of a world view, of like the world giving you something back. You've done so much for the world and it hasn't granted you the wish. Because again, he looks at it from the perspective of like how the world has upset him. How he feels like the world looks down on him. The reality of the situation is that every single time that we have done something good, we have gotten love and friendship back. There's no character in the history of video games, and I'm saying this right now, in the history of video game history, there is no character that has as much friends as the Traveler. There's no character in the history of video games that has as much people that love him. Because I'm talking about every named character in every single world, to the point that the Harbingers all fall in love with us. To the point that there are people from different regions, different walks of life, people that we would have fought with, people we would have died to fighting against. We fought against we fought with a rebellion against the tyrant, who eventually became one of our closest confidants in A. We stopped someone from destroying an entire city, who eventually became one of our closest friends, Tartaglia. We fought in Mondstadt multiple times to protect people, and every time we show up there, we're treated, and I would say in many cases, pampered with love. The Hexen Circle loves us. The Fatui love us, for the most part. Mondstadt, Liyue, Inazuma, Sumeru, Fontaine. The House of the Heart loves us. The people in Nod-Krai are already warming up to us. The people in Natlan, legitimately, whenever they see us, they shout Tumaini And they're like, oh my god. And you might say, well, Calvin, like, you're talking about like admiration versus actual rewarding what you wish for, which is a sister. And I understand what people would say with that. But the way I look at it is this, is that if every single one of those individuals could bring back Lumine tomorrow, they would. Every single one of them. Every single one of them would. The Traveler is the most appreciated character in the history of video games. And I'm going to say that outright. Maybe apart from Sonic. Because the stuff Sonic does in games is actually... if you compare characters, I actually think the Traveler and Sonic do like a lot of stuff for the world individually in their ways. But even with Sonic, I don't think even Sonic has as much friends as the Traveler does. But you know what I mean? In terms of like saving the world, they both do very similar things in that sense. But what Dottore has done here is he's played upon the facts that the Traveler is a character who... the Traveler is a character who thinks about this stuff a lot. It's always been playing on his mind. His sister. And he's found the pinpoint to emotionally manipulate him. And he's taken it. And he's ran with it.
For instance, beyond each point being further back in time than the last, what determines the specific locations at which I can make entry?
She's thinking about all this now, as he would be, right?
So far, the common thread linking all three scenarios is that the Traveler has been present.
Right, okay.
But it's more than that. I know I sensed something familiar around him. What was it?
There's something else to this as well.
I'll keep this question in mind as I carry on.
As we're looking into more situations here as well. Yeah, the whole Doctor scene is, again, it shows why he is like just a master manipulator. He's really good at this stuff.
Humans, you never change. Always trying to use powers you neither comprehend nor control.
In this moment, this is the this is before the big battle. Remember, before we stop Rear, before we contain Rear. Holy freaking hell! Being back here.
This looks like Star Sand Shoal. Was this before Rerir regained his physical form?
This is crazy.
You've messed with the cannon again, huh? Sorry, but this round's not gonna go your way.
Oh my god, look at this crew.
The cannon. That's right. I was at Silver Moon Hall and I sensed an abnormal Kuvaki fluctuation coming from Nasha Town.
Right.
And right after that, came an ominous power emanating from Star Sand Shoal.
My body was once torn into countless pieces and hurled into the swirling chaos of time itself. But even so, my life and will were not extinguished.
And that's something that we know that didn't happen to, or at least we think it didn't happen to Columbina.
I wonder if I could try to prevent his resurrection.
Interesting. Wait, so maybe she was the person that did the shielding stuff? Because we were thinking that was a theory we had.
But how would I do it? What can I do here and now?
Traveler!
So this whole time the actual helper wasn't N, it was actually Columbina, I'm thinking.
Behind you!
That's huge!
Look at that light!
Wait.
No, I won't make it in time. He's using the Kuvaki shield, like I taught him.
Yes.
Is he going to use it to block the cannon's beam? He's strong. I'm sure he can manage. But the force released when the beam impacts the shield might lead to collateral damage. EC Island. The Frost Moon Scions will be exposed to lethal levels of Kuvaki.
I cannot believe this. This whole time she has done all of this stuff. I wonder if we're going to go back to the book sequence as well when she took out the books, maybe even.
A question, if I may. Kind Miss Columbina. When the cannon's Kuvaki beam was deflected earlier, I saw several bolts of energy streak toward Hisi Island, only to be blocked. Did you also have a hand
So he
in
thought
that?
it was her as well. This is crazy, man. That's what a reveal for who was the helper this whole time. It was Columbina.
Maybe that really was me after all. Well, future me.
Future present me.
But I don't know if I have enough power left.
Seeing this again is wild, by the way, from this perspective.
There's no time. I have to make it.
This is so crazy.
Oh, Frost Moon. Oh, great land. Oh, slumbering moonlight of Nod-Krai. If you can hear me, if you can sense my call, then please, heed me once more!
And the passion in her voice, the emotion in her voice. Oh, we're doing it ourselves? Holy freaking hell. We were, Albedo was the helper. She put up the shield over Hisi Island. Jesus Christ, man. Oh.
Did it work?
But that must have been so much Kuvaki energy. So much. That must have been the most amount of Kuvaki energy like you could use. This is insane how we've seen her like work with all the
Hey, wake up.
the stuff in this world. Wake up.
Hey, did you hear me?
What's happening now?
Columbina, I said wake up.
Wait,
now.
What? What's happening now?
Oh, good morning, Sandrone.
It's 3 in the afternoon, actually. And could you kindly not use my quarters as your personal bathroom next time?
This is obviously a memory from when they were together in the Fatui Harbinger area. So she was sleeping in the Marionette's bed.
But I feel so safe here.
she wakes up rage baiting.
And your coffee, right? It's so bitter, but it smells lovely.
Wow.
It's like you were raised by wolves in a forest or something. What did you drink growing up? Grass, tea?
And again, she like wants to. Again, she lives. I think they live to rage bait each other, but I think the Marionette gets rage baited more. This must be a memory again that she obviously warped back into. Of course it is. If it's all to do with memory powers as well.
The Frost Moon Scions certainly led a more frugal existence than the Fatui.
Then I'll bet you've never eaten one of these before.
Oh my god, like a tea party as well. Why is she seeing this now though? Maybe it's just because she's in a scene of like great distress. She's thinking back on a time that was actually nice for her.
It smells delicious.
Oh my god, the tea party. I would have lived to be at one of these.
That's because it's a Fontanian recipe. I had a little free time today, so I made a batch.
This is so... And the music in the background as well. I wish we could like stay here forever, you know what I mean? Like this is such a great scene.
Rosaline will be here shortly, but if you really can't wait, I guess you can go ahead and...
Sorry.
Hey, at least let me finish before you start eating.
Aww.
Did the Frost Moon Scions not teach you basic table manners?
No, that's so sweet. Because again, this shows that the Marionette even early on was like, I want her to eat this food. I want to have a tea party with her.
Or did the rules not apply to you because you're the high and mighty moon goddess?
These are so tasty.
So sweet. This is genuinely like such a beautiful moment. Again, I could live here and I want to live here. Look at her smile.
Of course they are. I made them.
I was worried they might contain traces of machine
Oh
oil.
god.
What?
It's not like that. Oh my god, she's devouring them.
You know, there's something I've always wanted to ask you. Why did you leave your old home and join the Fatui?
Getting emotionally connected here, right?
I mean, I'm sure their food was awful. But there's gotta be more to it than that.
Yeah, again, like, their relationship is so special to me because, asking these questions isn't the Marionette just being, like, curious. Like, you can tell that there was, like, a genuine, like, care in the marionette. She's a very, like, I don't know how to express it. Like, she's a very, like, well, a very caring figure to the the damselette. And I think it's very, like, it shows how good of a person the marionette is, that, like, how many times has she helped people, looked after people, even begrudgingly so. She pretends she's not, even when she, like, told Paimon, like, oh, let it out, whatever, like, she knows that she's very caring, but she just expresses it in a different way. She's asking this question because she's genuinely curious about how she is with this.
Well, life there didn't go quite how I imagined.
Not at all.
What were you expecting? You're a god. Your followers are gonna make some demands of you, right? Surely you can just answer a few prayers here and there in return for the free food and drink. How bad can it be?
She's saying that you like shouldn't you be pampered in that moment? But of course, it was more than just the pampering and she didn't want to be revered. She wanted to belong.
Well, would you help other people just for free food and drink?
Again, that reciprocal nature to this music is gorgeous. Very fun. I know, like, she's clockwork, so that makes sense. But very Fontanian decorations here, almost, right?
The doctor told me that you were created by a great mechanic, Lord something Fisher.
Lord something Fisher.
The Lord Artificer. Ugh, some people can't keep their mouths
So this is like
shut.
a confirmation on this, right? Of, like, her creation. Because, like, I feel like they danced around it a little bit. But, like, yeah, earlier on we kind of, like, said, like, you know, it definitely was Alain Guillotine at this point. But people were theorizing that even from a while back when I didn't even pick it up. But this kind of definitely is, like, kind of like a confirmation that she was created by Guillotine.
Oh, Lord Artificer. And didn't he have something to do with the, narcissist?
Narcissist?
Not Sissenkreuz Ordo.
She's so very serious about this, right? And again, this is one of those things. You know, someone who, like, gets angry as the marionette does. Like, she doesn't hate the damselette because she actually wants to be around her in this moment. You know what I mean? She actually cares about being around her in this moment.
Yes, that was it. Sissenkreuz Ordo. So, would you try to fulfill their wishes?
It's an interesting question, right? Would you fulfill their wishes for something in return?
You must be joking. I wouldn't go even if they paid me. I don't even know them.
Exactly. Well, I felt the same way. I did not know the people who made demands of me.
Huh. What do you know? We're on the same page.
Something to relate to as well. Their relationship to me is so special. Like, even them looking at each other. Because again, as I said earlier, like, you could, if you don't like someone, you could just leave. You know what I mean? But they spend so much time together. And you can, and even at those tea parties, yes, they rage bit each other, but they adore each other as well. You know? They really do.
In his later years, Alain did ask me if there was anything I wanted to do. If I had any wishes of my own. Well, I don't. And I'm not in any mood to fulfill someone else's either.
Who's Alain?
That's the artificer. And look at how genuinely she's asking these questions as well.
He was the... You know what? Never mind. You're not gonna remember.
And she would, though.
Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is... neither of us is the self-sacrificing type. Let me ask you this. What sort of place would you like to live in, if you could choose?
Guys, I'm gonna die. This is, like, literally small talk. They're having to get to know each other. I know it's like it's a grander thing and a bigger meaning of, like, you know, the reciprocal nature of those relations that they had. Like, what would you do to, you know, in return for people helping you and all this stuff as well. And it relates back also to the idea of, like, the traveler's conversation too, of, like, the world never gave you anything back, you know?
A place where people don't ask me for things I cannot give them.
Yeah.
Where they don't worship me or fear me, but just want to chat with me like a normal person.
And she found that with the traveler, but I think also, like, you know, she was blind at the time through that fog of, like, do the Fatui want this? She didn't think the Fatui cared about her either. All she ever wanted was a place for people to just, to, like, chat with her. And she's having this lovely chat with the marionette now.
I'd also like the freedom to come and go as I please. And ideally, it would be somewhere with the smell of coffee and snacks.
Right here with you.
Not to burst your bubble, but no such place exists in the world. Now, take your snacks and scram.
It literally existed with you. Again, their friendship means so much to me. It's always meant so much to me. She thought back on that time. And now she can reframe those conversations. Because for a while she thought nobody cared about the two, but now she knows they do.
Did I pass out?
You used a lot of energy.
Of course. I'm back here again. I dreamed of events from my past. Sandrone. Traveler. I miss you all so much.
Oh my freaking god. This game is trying to murder me. It's because it's very horrible. But again, it's not bad writing, but it's just like taking a character that just found true connection in this world and taking them out of that connection is brutal. But it's intentionally brutal.
Back there, I guess I managed to harness all the Kuvaki energy on Hisi Island. But how did I do it?
She doesn't even know how she did it.
Time is flowing backwards here, and I can use that familiar power to enter the world of the past. That mystery ally everyone talked about.
Yeah.
It was me all along.
And that's the thing, I got it wrong. I thought it was N. I legit was like, oh, that's N. But no, it was all this time it was Columbina. This whole time. Crazy stuff.
I can sense that there isn't much more power remaining up ahead.
Okay.
What lies at the end of all of this? Will time keep flowing into the past?
Again, it's to go further back at the stuff that she interfered with would have to be the books, right? And stuff like that as well.
And
not that we will see that, but
will I ever find my way back?
And again, that desperation and that question to yourself, like, what is going to happen to me now? She's trying desperately to find her way back. She misses all these people. Again, taking someone away from all these people who has found a connection. It's the most heartbreaking thing in the world. Guys, I'm going to take like a short break for a second. Just letting you, I know you don't say this, but like this is a very big thing here, but I'm probably going to come back. I'm going to get some food and stuff like that as well. But just to talk about this before, I know I never say that and you guys are like, well, Calvin, you usually just cut. But I've never had a quest like this before. I've never had a quest like this that like, I feel like I've been playing this now for, this one for like 3 hours maybe. And the other part was 3 hours too that I got to play for. So I genuinely feel like it's the longest Archon quest I've ever done in terms of just like length and pacing. So I'm just going to go get some food. I'll be back after this. But I will say like that whole scene with Columbina was absolutely beautiful. And I think it does parallel directly the idea of like the traveler's struggles as well, where it's like, it's very easy to think that like the place you are now isn't very appreciative of you. I think that one of the things that like happens with a family, with friends, is that you don't really understand where you are with them until you leave that certain situation. Then you can finally understand where you are. In some cases, families can be toxic. In some cases, friends can be toxic, and you should understand that like it's not your fault that they are toxic. In some cases, it can be a situation where you maybe need some outside perspective or need some distance to truly appreciate someone as well. In the case of both the Traveler and Columbina, Columbina is in the other stages, it feels like, of these situations where she found people that appreciated her, and she found this love for people. But she went from being unappreciated to, or what she felt was unappreciated, to being appreciated. So she now has this perspective of the past, of her time with the Marionette being like amazing. Whereas the Traveler hasn't had time to stop and think like, what is my place in this world? I do all this stuff. Am I unappreciated? Does this world not give anything back to me? But I think that's only because, you know, if he was around the people in Mondstadt right now, he'd see it. But when you're alone and someone's talking to you for this long and someone's breaking down this stuff to you, it can kind of feel like, am I unappreciated? Do people love me? You know, these questions you ask yourself. And I think that's actually like a really good way of doing this. Because if Columbina was there, it's totally intentional that like Columbina wakes up and she's thinking about the Traveler, she's thinking about the Marionette, she's thinking about all these people. She appreciates the Traveler. But she has that perspective now of appreciation after the fact of wondering if she has a place in this world. The Traveler is now going through it a little bit in his mind. Do people appreciate me? and I wonder if he's going to come out the other end a little bit better. Yeah, guys, I'm going to get some food. I'll be back in like a bit. I think it's the perfect time to do this, and I'll see you guys in a second. Let's keep the ball rolling here. Yeah, I usually don't go like, hey, I'm getting food, because that's like, you know, it's a weird thing to say in a video. But I think it's just like the pacing of this has been crazy. Like, I've never seen a quest like this in Genshin. It's insane. Again, I'm not insulting it or saying it's bad. I'm sure everyone will have their opinions on it. It's been like watching a movie. Like, it just really has. We had some combat in there, of course, 100%, but it's been like very movie-like. Which is fine, because they do give you some places to break as well. She's definitely not doing good.
Harder and harder to use my power.
You can tell it's getting more and more difficult. Oh, if you touch it?
I'm no match for the abyss in this state. I need to avoid the contaminated fragments.
So we just need to not touch the purple? Okay. And I love she acknowledges that like she's no match for like the abyss right now. Oh, is it chasing after us? Oh god.
Time to go. I wonder where I'll find myself this time.
That's the place with the books. That I think is the books. It's at the lighthouse. We're gonna see the she with the books. That's freaking crazy. It was her all this whole time. I mean, like, we know now it was her this whole time, but still. Crazy stuff.
The Final Night Cemetery. This is where Flint's is based.
Man, this is so long ago.
How are we supposed to read through this many files?
This is so long ago.
Difficult, yes. But it is also our most efficient option.
Seems like they're searching for information. Oh, I remember. Flint and Varga talked about some files on the Wild Hunt.
This is crazy. And honestly, like, it's one of those situations where, like, yeah, I think if you think too hard about it, it will melt your mind a little bit. But again, if you just stay on the base level of, like, Columbina affected the future, inner present, by going to the past. Back to the future rules.
Was this my doing too?
I think you moved some books out.
To expose the true intentions of this Rereer, we need to dive into Nod-Krai's history.
Are my actions changing the past? Or are they simply completing a process? Is all of this inevitable? Or am I the one making these decisions? If I choose not to help them now, will it change how things turn out?
That's interesting, right?
Hope we don't land on our heads then.
They're my friends.
Oh.
I can't not help them.
She's like, oh, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? It's crazy, man. It was her this whole time. You know, and we know this, but still, it's just seeing
And
it.
the other one was... here.
And to think that this was like the most gentlest of people, most gentle person you could ever meet doing this, and we were terrified at the time. And this moment as well. It's actually recreating the exact moment when they were doing research, but obviously Columbina's here now as well. Very cool stuff.
Hmm? Lunatar?
Oh!
You can sense my presence? Wait!
We got pulled back after using the power again. This must be so traumatic. Like, yeah, it's already physically draining, but how about like emotionally as well?
Lunatar. So she's that familiar presence I've been sensing all along. She's always been by the Traveler's side. That explains why the Traveler has been there each time I've entered the past.
Wow, so it's related to Lunatar.
But why Lunatar?
Lunatar?
Is it because she has a connection to me as the Moon Goddess's familiar? If so, why not any other Kuhenki? That's...
So the connection between her is to do with the Lunatar being there every single time? Some way? This time they're just making you do it. They're saying go ahead. She is beautifully animated, isn't she? I feel like they've been doing such a fantastic job with some of the animations. I always thought the animations were good, but I feel like they've gotten even better over the years.
I cannot sense any power up ahead. Just a void, stretching out into infinity. This is likely my final chance to enter the past.
So this is the final time. So we might be closing in on like an answer of some kind.
It's now or never. I have to find a way back. Easy Island? How far back in time is this?
Yeah, why are we here? Is the Traveler gonna be here too?
Where's Lunatar? I can't sense her presence this time.
Seeing Enefa and Aino reunited like that
Wait,
sure was heartwarming.
Was this when we saw our sister for the first time? Or, no, because that's when we went for a walk, right? When was this?
Traveler, Paimon.
I wonder when this was.
No.
Did you hear her voice?
Stay calm. I don't have much power left to change things.
Like,
I don't even have that much time left here.
Oh, man. Because even in her voice there, you could hear that thing where it's like she's excited to see them, but then she realizes, okay, I can't do much right now.
Think, Columbina. How do I find a way back? A way back... to where?
That's the question. It's like, yeah, where are we going back to?
Do I go back to Moon Prayer Night? Or to the future that followed? And if I return in my current state, what will become of me then? Dottore's actions that day proved that he'd been planning that for a long time. He had already seized the power of 2 moon marrows before capturing me.
Yep. Are we going to go back and try to prevent something like this?
Even if I manage to get back, how can I fight against him when he wields the Tri-Lune Authority?
I'm wondering, can we do something to prevent him from getting something like that?
I can't. If I go back like this, I'll be playing right into his hands. I have to find some way of rivaling the power he has usurped. Wait. Time flowing backwards. The Tri-Lune Authority. Does that mean... I think I know what the final destination of this lunar reflection might be.
Where? The moon?
I know what I must do.
What are we doing?
Speaking of homes, we
This
must
place is
already
gorgeous.
be close to where the Frost Moon Scions live. The vibe here feels different. Just like the scenery.
But how do I communicate my plan to my friends?
Oh, she has to go away and contact with them? What are we doing here then? Something to do with the moon?
Should I write it down here? No. Someone else will see it.
Especially if they've been watching you and the Traveler this whole time.
I need something with a close connection to me. Something I can use as a medium to tell them what's happened to me in here.
The flowers?
Now it makes sense.
Yes, the flowers. Did they know her at this point? This whole time, that one flower in the cutscene, in the loading screen. Wait. Wait, what? What? That was so long ago. She did that as well.
What was that? I feel like some sort of breeze blew by, and then the petals suddenly turned into...
She did...
Huh?
That was such a huge moment at the start of Nod-Krai. That was such a huge moment.
It was I who brought Lunatar into being. I gave up a piece of my own soul to create her.
So she's part of Columbina's soul this whole time. Columbina's soul has been drawing us deeper and deeper into, like, meeting her. It's almost like Columbina is the reason we got to see her in the first place. Lunatar is such a big part of the start of this story.
That's why I could sense a familiar power from the moment I entered this space.
She sensed her own power.
It also explains why she's been present in every past location that I've entered.
Because it's part of her memory too.
Because we have a deep connection.
Oh, okay. But I was thinking it's part of her. Okay. Oh my god.
Hey there! What's your name?
And the reason why there are no more gates to the past after this point
That's
is that
crazy.
Lunatar hadn't been born then.
It's insane to think back. Like, that was one of those moments that would, like, I remember saying at the time, I was like, this feels like a fairy tale.
No wonder I sensed the trace of a blessing when we first met. But I still didn't recognize the soul hidden within you.
So beautiful. It really is so beautiful.
Back then, I was just a little lost dove. I had yet to become Columbina Hyposelenia.
Yes. Like, it's so crazy to me to think, like, again, they didn't even meet at this point. They weren't even friends at this point. But in some cycle, in some weird way of looking at this, like, the destiny of Columbina meeting the Traveler and the Traveler meeting Lunatar, like, it was all Columbina. And if you think about it, like, what a better, like, notion of, like, Columbina being able to control her own fate than that.
Go on now. We've got stuff to do. Best you find someone else to hang out with.
The fact that this whole time that this little beautiful creature, and it kind of makes sense now when you look at it, it has like kind of like the flowing hair, in a way.
Hey, you scared it off.
I don't remember Zach voice acting back then. And meeting up with Columbina as well.
I'll be counting on you.
It's just incredible what they've done here.
Remember to stay by the Traveler's side, guide him, and help him in my stead.
This is so mental. Because she can't help him in this current form, she sent a version of herself into a memory of the past, somehow, through the flowers, and created someone to go alongside the Traveler on his journeys, so she could always be with him. Columbina has been with the Traveler since he got here in Nod-Krai, basically.
Oh, and bring him to the garden where the moon prayer blossoms grow. There's a little lost dove there who will need his help.
You? You? You?
Go on.
And for her to say it with such a smile as well. Incredible. Incredible way of doing this.
You too. Go and live your story.
You will be back. I don't care.
As for mine,
No.
mine must go in a different
Please,
direction.
Columbina, find us, please. I will kill 20 Dottores just to see, like, your pinky finger again. And in this moment, we were walking by. And it's like a symbolism then going on different paths. She's trying to find out... Huh? It was like symbolic of them going on different paths. But she's still going to be with them. Technically, a part of her's going to be with them. Saving? Genshin? Wait, it's saving.
How would you like to experience the thrill of never being held accountable for your actions?
What do you want about?
You could crush people like ants without consequence, or tear off their heads or limbs as you please.
Oh, consequences are a good thing, though. They genuinely are, Dottore. We went from one of the most beautiful scenes of to you being like, what if you killed someone? So they're saved here, by the way, which means that if I back out now, I can come back here after this time. That's fine. Okay. I was worried they were going to do what they did before and do an extra 20 to 30 minutes of because last time they did this thing where they went from Act 5 to Act 6 without a break, and the way my feelings on it at the time were, not that I was angry, I was more just like, if you want to do like Act 8 or Act 6, if you want to do one big Act 5, just do Act 5 and just make it 10 hours. Just do it. You know what I mean? I'll see if I can back out and come back into it. One second. Hi guys, it's Calvin here talking about all the stuff that happened after this as well. This was a wild quest, and honestly, like, I do think that when it comes to like how this was like paced, I think there's gonna be so many opinions on it. For me personally, like, I think it was exhausting, but not in a bad way. You know what I mean? I think it's just so dense that by the end of it, I was so tired. There's so much stuff happening. There's a story beat every single minute, and there's no really breath to really take. But I think that's what they were going for. That's why they had scenes like the Columbine, the marionette scene to kind of like calm things down for a bit. It really did feel like it was like one of those things where like one big story beat after another, big reveal after another, like really, really great stuff. But I'd be lying if I said it wasn't like so dense that it was like, oh my God, man, I am like tired, you know? And it's not tired, like, there's a difference between tired. You know when like you go to a party and then by the end of it you're tired, but you're still euphoric. It feels like that, where it's like I did so much stuff and now I'm like, oh man, that was a lot, you know? This whole quest was incredible. This whole act was incredible. I do think that it's really interesting that Dottore has taken an interest in us from the moment that we infiltrated the place and we had this really cool boss battle with him and this amazing moment of him like strolling around us. Like it was a really shocking moment. I really loved the Dottore moments in this in terms of like the like conversations with the Traveler and him trying to manipulate him, even though like again it's like you can poke holes in what Dottore is saying, because that's usually what happens with villains. You can definitely poke holes in what they're saying. But you can tell he was trying to like make us want more, make us see something, make us hate the world even some points, like, and make us like want less rules and restrictions. But it was like a really amazing, and it's all the way from when he took us like before, like there's like this mystery of why does he want us? And of course it's obviously to do with us being a descender, as we see later on as well. But there was like some really fantastic conversations between them even from the very start. We meet a new character in this whole chapter called Illuga, who has a great design, but I love how natural it is just to have him introduced here and then just like we don't see him again for another bit, but like I think they actually did a really good job of like casually introducing a character and then casually kind of like, you know, not casually, because obviously it was about evacuation, but you know what I mean? Like it makes the world feel so real that he wasn't introduced in a way that's like, here they are, the new character, you know what I mean, as you usually would, which again is good too, because especially when you want to like emphasize something. But it was more of a situation like, he's here, this is who he is, he's supposed to be here, and he's doing his job. And I actually thought it like was very natural and very cool, but also showcased that people have great respect for Flynn's, and Flynn's is someone who's like obviously such a gentleman, being so nice to people. But yeah, Illuga has definitely a lot of respect for him. We saw Columbina trying to go around and notifying people that she was still there. Obviously, one of the big things here is that she's going through a lot of the stages of the past that she was there, and we find out later on is because Lunatar, I think, was there too. But she's like basically like trying to write messages on the wall using her Kavaki power. Every time she uses Kavaki, she gets sent back. But she can do this here. She can send a message to anyone who sees that message. But since she wrote in the past, obviously there's different circumstances of when you would see the message. And even seeing Nefer break the window just to see the message, because I love the scene of Nefer and Flynn's like both having the same idea to come to the same place to find out something about Columbina and see if she's still around. And yeah, she breaks the window to see the Moonlight message, and it's actually such a beautiful scene. It's so beautiful because not only did we see that, and we see like this this determination of Nefer and Flynn's, but you also see with Columbina the care she has for the Traveler. She worries about him being too tired. She worries about all the stuff he went through. And even when she's watching him sleep, you can tell she cares so much about him as well. Sandrone and Albedo are doing research, which is honestly like, a really cool combination. Albedo being very straightforward and Sandrone is such like a very like bitter, funny person. But they basically talk about how there's a third moon in the sky, and it makes sense that there would be, that Dottore has finished what he started, but also Nefer and Flynn's come in and as well and say the Rear could technically still be alive if Columbina is still alive. And even now, Sandrone kind of realizes that Columbina's going to have to go through like all the stages of her past. But I think it's really important to note that Rear could be still alive if Columbina's still alive, because that means there's still a threat out there of Rear, and hopefully that she doesn't even have to find him either as well. Sandrone's also doing research related to the Ordo. And I think what this was for, and I could be wrong because this was kind of confusing for me, was a way to find out why Dottore took the Traveler. And he's an unknown variable. Because in the message, in the conversations about the Ordo stuff, there was a line that says like the sparks of civilization will run out unless we consider unknown variables. So it's literally like the world will end unless we consider unknown variables, which was the what was it called, the world formula, and the stuff with Fortuna. And it's very clear that she saw that the Traveler being an unknown variable is the exact reason why for some reason that Dottore took him as well. Because she always even said like he has powers beyond like this as well. He has powers of the three moons. Why would he need him as well? But an unknown variable can go against fate. And since the world formula decides, and we're talking about the world formula as well, mixing with this, since the world formula was deciding like stuff with fate as well, the Traveler was able to go against that. So if Dottore wants to go against fate in some way, yes, he can use the power of the moons, but having the Traveler with him is actually like a really important detail as well. She has this really funny moment as well where she talks about the girls like Colombina, Sandrone, and Arlecchino, and she kind of is very like, it shows how much like I think she cares about them. She's constantly thinking about what they would think about her. You know what I mean? Oh, would you hate these scribbles? Which I actually really like the scribbles, even though like I think it's one of those situations where like the scene was like intentionally supposed to slow down the pace so things weren't as like go all the time. But I did love, what I loved about this was, you know, getting to play as Polomina, but also getting to see the scratchings on a piece of paper showing that she is working so hard and all this stuff too. It was a really cool scene for the marionette, 100%. So she even like loves herself so much by saying, I think she said that the world is looking for her for answers. She's not looking for answers from the world. She talks about the pathway and deconstructing pathways, the tree model, and things like this. Again, I don't know this. Again, I don't remember this fully, and all this stuff is kind of confusing, but it's still, I think, interesting to note as well. She has such an admiration for Alain Guillotine, and you can see it here because obviously Alain created her. We saw this kind of confirmation throughout this stuff that he was the one that created her. And also she talks about Rene's stuff was based on Remirian tech. And the idea of cutting souls and putting them into vessels. And I wondered that chemical marriage, remember we saw that before, the idea of like combining all the souls to avoid the disaster of the floods. I wonder if like the putting the souls into animals is come from this too. Taking human souls and putting them in animals. Is Dottore also like following the same kind of like wavelength as well with the animal stuff too? I actually did like the scene as like as a marionette scene. I think that like I just got overwhelmed a bit by what was happening because there was so much information. And it's not that I can't retain information. It's more of a situation where I was like, oh my God, there's so much happening. And now we're reading like 20 notes, which for some people it was heaven. For other people, it's going to be like, oh, I need to pace myself. And for me, I was one of those people that I'm going to have to pace myself 100%. But yeah, it's still a very cool scene for the marionette. And we got to learn a bit more about how she thinks about the stuff with the Traveler being a descender, why Dottore would want him. Is he wanting to defy fate? Is he using chemical marriage? All this stuff. It's like a really cool way of looking at things. We saw an amazing scene with Tartaglia and Arlecchino. And what we saw, like, very apparently was, like, obviously the Tsaritsa does have something to say about this. And the Tsaritsa thinks that if Dottore is being a threat, he must be taken out. And this is what I was saying last time as well. I think that Dottore is more a threat than even, like, you know, people really understand. He's a net negative for the world. He is someone who will cause more havoc than good, as always. And I'm all for defeating the heavenly principles. But the problem is that you have to go about it in the right way. You really do. Like, and... yeah, I don't think he's going about it in the right way whatsoever. And I talked about it at length already, but like 100%. But Tsaritsa basically thinks that like, if he has caused problems, he should be eliminated, which Arlecchino kind of takes that as kind of like, okay, he is causing problems, we can eliminate him. At least that's from my perspective. Like, I think it's one of those things where they notice this stuff. And Tartaglia finds out that the Traveler has been kidnapped. And he reacts in a way as if someone like hurt his mother. He is like going crazy, and it's one of those parts where I love the relationship so much that Tartaglia was like ready to go. He was already walking before Arlecchino talked him down. He is a character that would do so much for the Traveler, and he was so worried about him as well, which was such a beautiful moment in that whole story too. Because again, of course, he loves the Traveler. It's literally this person who sees him as like a human, and one of the people that probably treats him like he's not crazy all the time. But we got to hear what the Tsaritsa thinks, which is really cool. We got to hear her orders about the stuff that's happening as well. We got to see more of the stuff that's happening with the evacuation. And also we learned that the Fatui is willing to fix this mess because they feel like their people are the ones who caused it, which I think it shows cases the Tsaritsa and the Fatui members honor in some cases, right? For sure. We had a scene with Albedo and Vaughn. And Durin, sorry. They were talking about how like light and null, I think it was. And that basically like there's a, you know, they cancel each other out somehow, or they contain themselves in some way. So like the elemental power is able to like get this pure light energy and like negate it in some way. And they were able to break open a hole in this light energy in one of these energy fields that's been, you know, traveling throughout the map. And he discovered inside of it that there was actually like these experiments going on where it could be chemical marriage, where all these like people were being put into different vessels. Again, another horrifying thing that Dottore has done once again, like incredibly awful, indefensible. There's no defending it. 100% there's no defending it. Even if they come back into their human bodies, it's still something traumatic that they went through that they shouldn't have gone through whatsoever. You can't invade other people's bodies like that. But it even like shocks Vaughn and Albedo, who have seen so much in this world. They really have. I do love as well that like they are all working together. It showcases how everyone's working together. Not that Vaughn wouldn't work with these guys, but like it very much shows that they are like all working together to find out a solution to this problem. So what we learned from this is that like elemental energy can combat this light field, because I feel that all elemental energy comes from light like that. So they must be able to, or at least like it can. They mentioned like something like a prison. It's so confusing, but I think that's what it is. It's like the idea that like the mechanical machine that Dottore made, or that Dottore had, that came from Nahida. I'm confusing myself now. Almost acted like a prism, allowing Columbina to use pyro powers. So in a reverse way, could you use elemental powers to attack something that's like a prism, right? Like this light energy. At least that's the way I saw it as well. But yeah, really dark scene, really tense scene, 100%. Another tense scene with Nefer. She finds the Traveler through the book, the picture book, and Paimon's book. And at first she kind of like sees this beautiful picture of the Traveler, and it was so sweet to see this picture that Paimon had taken out. And then she sees his conscious mind, which shows what he truly wants, which is him hanging out with Lumine and finally getting the answers, or at least maybe asking her the questions that he's always wanted to ask. Beautiful scene, but also kind of haunting as well, knowing that this is truly something that he would definitely want. So it's kind of hard to watch, at the same time very beautiful, if that makes sense. Like the scene looked beautiful, but it was hard to watch at the same time too. She also then goes deeper into his mind, and that's where Dottore finds her. And it's such a great scene. Dottore walking by and looking directly in the Traveler's eyes, and Nicole has to save Nefer, because he would have done something then and there, 100%. We saw here, like in this conscious layer, he was yearning for Lumine and all this stuff too. She was able to see that without any problems. But when she like kind of went into the present time, that's when Dottore noticed something, and that's how powerful Dottore is. By the way, this is a power that was given by the Ibis King, and now he, with those 3 moons, noticed something that other people might not notice. Really incredible stuff. The Traveler also says something pretty interesting, that he has all this beautiful life. He has a beautiful life of Paimon, beautiful life of everybody, but of course, the one thing that's missing is Lumine, which makes sense. He, of course, is going to like miss his sister. It's the big reason why he started on this whole journey in general. The big reveal in this whole episode, past all the other stuff as well, is that Columbina was actually the friend that was helping this whole time. She shielded Hisi Island. She helped us with the books. She was the one who picked the card out for herself. Like all this stuff. She tapped herself on the shoulder in the market that made it seem like the Traveler noticed her, but he actually was her. Like this whole time she was doing that. And I think it's honestly like why like it's an incredible reveal, because you look back now and it's like, oh my God, like none of that was actually just like this like witch or this other power, this other amazing thing. It was actually just like some amazing thing, but it was Columbina who was doing absolutely everything, which I think is absolutely an incredible reveal, especially since like, you know, they kind of built it up as like, was it chance? Oh, it wasn't chance, which is like really, really cool. And Lunatar this whole time was a part of Columbina that's been traveling with the Traveler. So it's like really like this cycle where like she creates Lunatar to follow the Traveler around. The Traveler follows around, finds Columbina, and in this cycle goes back around. She creates Lunatar, follows the Traveler around. So this whole time, throughout this whole journey, I can't think of a time that the Traveler was really away from Lunatar and away from Columbina. A really great reveal, and a really like a stunning reveal. And they also said, of course, they're going on different paths after this. I'm very worried for Columbina. I hope that she's going to be safe after all of this stuff, but we have no idea. The conversations between Dottore and the Traveler, to me, like I poked holes in him for myself. I don't mind what other people's opinions are on this, but basically the stuff he was talking about, like throughout the whole thing, was like not being shackled, the not being adherent to gods. Why can't we be like gods? And I agree with this, like in a sense of like the gods shouldn't be able to control the whole world, 110%. But to me, like it's the equivalent of like the way Dottore does things. I feel like Dottore is the type of person that would be like, everybody, I made Saturday nights on this street way more quiet and peaceful. And everyone's like, woo, how'd you do that? I just killed everybody there. Oh, it's like, okay. It's like, yeah, if you boil everything down to the basic principle of what someone said, you think someone means, and you say like, okay, Dottore wants to end the heavenly principles. I'm like, hell yeah, go on, do it, buddy. But it's how it's happening and how it's been done and what he's done up to this point to now that changes everything. Because you can't just like it's the same thing with like a politician being like, I want to keep this place safe. And it's like, what do you mean by that? It's like, I'm going to get rid of all the people who make less income. And it's like, okay. So what you're saying is that like, you can't just boil it down to, I want to keep things safe. It's not just, I want to kill the heavenly principles. It's, I want to end the heavenly principles. It's all the stuff in between that like add to it 100%. He talks about how, Lumine is like this hole missing in his heart that he wants him to give like Lumine back in his life, or wants to ask Lumine these questions. But he also says that he could bring back Conria. He then puts the Traveler to sleep for a month. And then he tries to add doubts to Either's mind, saying that no one can understand you because you're an alien. No one can understand you because you're not like them. No one could comprehend you being asleep from it, which we know is not true. And the Traveler will realize it's not true as well, because we know for a fact that, like, if he went to the Mondstadt right now and scraped his knee, people are running towards him. You know what I mean? Like, and people can say, like, well, Calvin is just like, they won't be able to, like, really know what it feels like to be asleep for a month. And I think that, like, what you have to look at as a way is, like, people look at small things and compare it to a big thing. If you ever been hit by a car only slightly, if someone gets driven into a car at 100 miles per hour, you're going to be able to be like, you're only going to be able to multiply your pain and be like, okay, that's how it feels. Yes, you won't be able to know exactly how it feels, but you can still empathize. The empathy is still there. And we know that people care about him. And I think Dottore is honestly just using his like manipulative tactics that he used on like Vaughn as well to try and get through the Traveler, but I don't think it's going to work. I think in his mind, he believes that this stuff is true. And I think that's the problem with Dottore. In his mind, he believes that this stuff is all reality and all true. But for this to be true, you have to not understand human emotion as well as he thinks as other people do, because he doesn't understand as much as he thinks he does. Because the problem is he has never had like a true friendship. You know what I mean? And it's like one of those situations where someone writes a novel and you can tell they never like were around people that they wrote in their novel. Like they write a novel about like a family of people who's fighting with each other, and you can tell they've never seen a family fighting because you're like, this doesn't sound like real at all. From the Tory's perspective, he's very analytical about stuff, but we have stuff that from an emotional perspective because we have friends that would care about us. So it is a situation where, like, I genuinely think Dottore believes he is right. I genuinely believe Dottore is one of the smartest characters in the game, but he's dumb when it comes to the emotional side of things. He doesn't understand humans as well as he thinks he does. Now, in a way he does. I want to make it clear, he understands humans to an extent because he's able to manipulate some people into believing stuff, because he understands what people get angry over, what people get sad over. He pinpointed out stuff with Lumine here, with the Traveler here, 100%. But when it boils down to like stuff like, you know, nobody will understand you, no one will empathize with you, no one in this, no one in that, he doesn't understand as well as he thinks he does. And I think there's limits to his understanding of human emotions, and that's why. And also, I think it's the person he's talking to. He's talking to the Traveler. I don't think the Traveler will fall for this in the end. I think the Traveler will you know, not fall for any of that. So what I'm saying about Dottore is I think that he is able to manipulate really well, so it does take some level of understanding, but I think he has a limit to his understanding that he doesn't even think he has a limit to his understanding. Because I could definitely see someone get manipulated by this if they were already like in a really bad way. But I don't think it's going to happen to Traveler. I think he's going to be doubtful for a second, 100%, but I don't think it's going to manipulate him fully. But it's an amazing scene, really tense, really great dialogue, really great moments. And I like that I can like insult Dottore. I like that I can fight back against Dottore. That makes me feel good. He's intentionally supposed to be there as a villain, so it's not like I'm not supposed to be like angry at him or upset at him. It makes me feel good to have a character that we can like sit here and be freaking hateful towards. It makes me feel good having a character that like I can tell to F off. It makes me feel good, you know, watching people like try to take him down. That feels good, and that means he's a good villain. And the conversations were, as I said, tense, really well written, and it honestly made you like really worried at times too, because he was pinpointing some home truths. But again, I think there's limits to his understanding too. There was also a scene between, before we go anyway, there's a scene between Columbina and the marionette that I liked really well as well. I really liked it. It was cool. It was like a really emotional scene showcasing that, like, you know, Columbina like can retroactively look back in the moment she had with the marionette and see that they were kind of happy times, even if it didn't feel like that at the time because of the pressure that was on her. But I loved it in her darkest moment. She thought of like basically her sister. Guys, I just booted up the game. And this is the first thing that happens as I boot up the game. Here's the thing. If you are the person who gave me this, please let me know so I can say thank you. Hi guys, as of recording that video, I did not know who gave me those gems, but I found out that it was a patron by the name of Luna. So I want to thank Luna so much for giving those gems. It was absolutely insane, and they just did it unprompted out of the kindness of their own heart, and legitimately, like, they, you know, people already like support me so much in so many different ways, and like I was blown away. So thank you so much, Luna, and I appreciate it so much. No one ever has to give me anything, but like legit, it was mind-blowing. So mind-blowing. Thank you. This happens in Honkai quite a bit, where I'll boot up Honkai every once in a while and there'll be like a gift on the screen, like a space welkin or something. And sometimes people will own up to it and be like, hey, it was me, and then I can thank them. And sometimes people just like remain. So I booted up the game, and this is the first thing that happened. I I don't know what to say. It's like, and you know what usually happens? I would say like sometimes people own up to it, sometimes they don't. Please do. If you would like to own up to it, please 100% own up to it and be like, own up to sound so harsh, isn't it? Own up to it, tell me you did it. But in a way, I'm just like, I want to thank you. I definitely want to thank you. If you don't feel comfortable, of course, it's okay too. But just know that I do thank you. Absolutely incredible that someone just like I had to start the video there because it's like, I can't, I was just so taken by, I'm even like, you know, like absolutely mind-boggling when I saw it. You know what that leads me to believe as well? That there's someone on the banner that I like. You know what I mean? That's kind of nice. That's kind of a nice way of going, oh god, who's on the banner? You know what I mean? That's really fun. That's really fun. Because you know for a fact someone was like, I want them to have this character. Because it's the new banner today. So I guess we could start off this video by checking out the banner before we do anything else. There will be like more quests we can check all that out too. But we'll start off by checking out the banner. That's a really fun way of finding out someone like cool is on the banner. I actually really love that. That's really fun. Okay, let's check it out. Nervous. Oh dear freaking lord. Oh dear freaking lord. Oh my god. Now it kind of makes sense. Now it makes sense. Oh my god. Oh my god. Columbina.
I've faced many opponents.
Oh my god, my heart.
Most of them I defeated.
Let's go into the shop and exchange these crystals. Guys, Jenny, it's always so funny. It always happens. We're like, all these outfits. Oh my god. Really pretty stuff. It always happens with myself. Well, you might as well get one of these now. How do I exchange it? Do I just do this? I do this, don't I? An exchange. That's insane. Whoever, please tell me, because I don't know if it's guaranteed, but we are guaranteed to either lose a 50-50 or get Columbina. That's incredible. Can I say as well here? We have a Nefa, which is also awesome, also very awesome. And we'll wish on this first. Why not? And get our 4-star. And let's go. Let's wish 10 on this as well. We're just going for it. We're just definitely going for it. Oh, the bandage is off the eyes as well. That may be some story pop. I was going to check out the banner anyway, by the way. I was going to be doing that. I was going to be checking out the banner anyway. Let's go. Again, we might not get Columbina here. I don't know what my pity is at. But even if you lose a 50-50, that means I'm... Oh! Another wish. That means I'm like close to getting her anyway. 100%. 110%. It means like my next wish, my next time I get a 5-star will be her. So I can work up to get to that anyway, and that's fantastic. My heart is pounding right now. Okay, a consolation for Aoife. We'll take that. 100%. Let's go again. This could be it? Again, I'm not sure of my pity. No, okay. I know I wished a bunch on a banner previously, but it could be, or it could not be. I keep saying it could not be because I understand that sometimes it doesn't always work out. I'll take it for one of you, sword. You know what I mean? Sometimes you won't get everything you ever hoped and dreamed for. Let's try again here. Okay, not here anyway. I don't want to... Well, we can skip because we have every character on the banner. Yeah, we got an official. That's another wish as well. Here we go. Okay. Again, it could be a loss of 50-50. It could be. It could be a loss of 50-50, but that just means I can work towards getting Columbina. 100%. I'd rather lose the 50-50 now in the first day than lose it down the line. You know what I mean? Then lose it like when there's only 3 days left. 110%. We got official. That's our 5-star. We could lose a 50-50. We lost the 50-50. Crazy style. Crazy loss of a 50-50. But it's okay. Now I can build up over the next while. And I still have wishes. And I can still buy wishes. Getting into Luke Constellation doesn't make me feel bad, right? I use the Luke. We also have wishes here. Okay. For the maintenance stuff. And a crystal. Oh, wow. We can also go in and buy some wishes. And if we get Fischl over and over again, we get multiple wishes as much as possible. This outfit's crazy cool. His hair is gorgeous here, by the way. His hair is absolutely gorgeous. Let's go back into the shop and get some more wishes. I don't think the other wishes are available yet. I don't think I can even afford them anyway. Wait, I got 30... Whoa, I can get 6 of these. Okay, that builds us up so far. We won't be able to afford... Oh, we can afford 5 of these. Yeah. 100%. So we could legitimately get like way more wishes out of this because yeah, 100%. Wrong thing to check there. Let's go here again. We have at least... I wanted to say we have 3 10s, which again is 30. And it could lead to more wishes as well. 100%. I can, again, if I do stuff every single day, I feel like I could definitely build up some gems. Like there's another wish. There's another wish already. We might skip the 4-star ones because again we have all the 4-stars. And look, we have 2 there. And we have enough for 2 more wishes already. In fact, I'm gonna go right now and do it. I'm gonna go right now and do it. By the way, I can't get over this hair. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's see here. Wrong thing there as well. Yeah, we'll skip this one as well. I set this one, and we get 2 more of those of that as well. It's our last 10. Again, we're not going to get on this, but we're guaranteed to get and we got a bunch of constellations for some characters here too, but we're guaranteed the next wish we make, or the next 5-star we get is going to be Columbina. We're guaranteed that.
Will you be joining us? Then it's settled.
The banner looks really cool as well, by the way. Looks really, really cool. I'm not going to read too much into, like, you know, the eyes meal, because I feel like it's one of those situations where, like, it could be a thing that's the marionette, someone who took care of her even without saying she took care of her. Guys, that's going to do it for this video. I've been talking for quite a bit. I really enjoyed this stuff. I can't wait to play more of this. There's going to be more next week. This was a big, dense quest, and I can only imagine the next quest is going to be even more dense, so we might have to break it up into parts again. But I'm loving it regardless, guys. I would say that my favorite parts of this so far have been like the Columbina Pass journey stuff, but I also love seeing all the characters do their little parts, which makes it feel like everything's very lively and working. Everyone's working really hard. It feels really good in that sense. Thank you guys for watching this episode. You can get this video early. It came out on Saturday. So I hope you guys, if you want to check it out, you can definitely check it out. And for now, I want to say thank you to my lovely, where's the patron names? Yeah, oh, there it is. To my lovely patrons at the highest tier of my Patreon on YouTube, which is the €15 tier. Thank you to Tyfire2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, the Ghost of Yuzuma, Felicius Felix, Ewald, Radish Anusta, Yassassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Liam, High Kasperian, Jared Beanham, Neo Sharite, and the highest tier on my YouTube, Rogan7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. See you guys so soon. Bye-bye.